Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Dark Avenger Live. We are here today. We've got lots of really great news, and we've actually got some people that will be popping on. One will be here momentarily. Hopefully, the other very close behind. Alan's already in the comments warning everybody. Just a quick little thing, people out back. On anything you heard until the official announcement about DC Rebirth, all things a rumor, not confirmed. Thank you, and we return to Dark Avenger Live. And then I said we would be there in 5 minutes. He's like, take all the time we need. Now, we are here now, and obviously the counter's not... Oh, never mind. As I say, the counter's not telling us anybody's on. It says 1. So we are here today. We will be definitely talking more about DC Rebirth. We were on Frontline last night with Kat and Jay till about 3 in the morning, talking about every single individual title. We're not going to do that again here. I'm sorry if I'm groggy. I literally just woke up. I took a nap, which was a very bad idea.
Yeah, and I worked a 9-hour shift.
Especially so close to showtime. So I'm still kind of waking up a little bit. But we will have 2 people on. I don't want to ruin the surprise. Who didn't discuss DC Rebirth yet. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about video games. We'll talk about a bunch of things that we like. I forgot to move something, which is kind of unfortunate, but now it's too late. But this has been a really busy week. From a really quiet week, it really exploded into a really huge week. Can I have my phone? Because apparently I hear vibrating, so. Okay. So hopefully all you guys are having a great week also. It is this is the time where everybody slowly pops in, so we're slowly going to be going into news this week. So you go ahead and you can say something.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen the video already, we have uploaded the mail time and the unboxing of the Street Fighter V video game. Can I show that?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. There's one thing that came out of this collector's edition that we did get, which is a very awesome Ryu statue.
It's big. I mean, my hand is an extra large hand, and my hand is smaller than this figure.
Yeah.
Or statue or whatever you want to call it.
The details on that's like really amazing. And
if you can see the face.
Yeah. And I also uploaded an hour or 2 ago the on the Deuterock 18, the unboxing that we did late last night. So yeah, we'll put that there.
Is it in the picture though, for him? Yes,
yeah, it's right there. Yeah, I see it. So
yeah, I agree, Alan. It does suck about the music track. I really thought we would have gotten music with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just annoying about now. I mean, it's bad enough that we don't have an instruction manual, but now they give us sample music when...
Well, they want you to buy the music CD.
Yeah, but that's so ridiculous. Like, why give us something that's a sample when we bought the game to maybe listen to the music? Well, just like all the other...
I did look up... I did this... I did last night, before I went to bed, I did look up all the other collector's editions for all the other games coming out this year. And out of all of them, to be honest, there's only one other collector's edition or 2 that I'm really remotely interested in. One is Hitman, for obvious reasons. And the second one was Mirror's Edge. The problem with Mirror's Edge is it's a $200 collector's edition. On Amazon Prime, it's $20. No, it wasn't. They didn't show what Call of Duty is going to be yet.
Oh, I thought they did.
But on Amazon, if you have Prime and you take the 20% off, it comes down to $150. But still,
that's still a lot.
Yeah, what up with that? Most games I used to play come with Yeah, they stopped doing that.
Yeah, they did.
Hey, Nintendo. Rain, you are early this time.
Yeah, they did that for Nintendo also. But then they said, oh, well, if you go on this place over here, you can see it there. Who wants to see it on TV screen?
Hey, Debbie, yeah.
Yeah, who wants to see on a TV screen where I want to see it in my hand going page by page by page? I don't care if it's in multiple languages. As long as I see it in the English language that I can understand.
I'm pretty happy with having an instruction manual. I mean, I'm not an advocate of destroying trees or anything, but I mean, instruction manuals would be nice.
But Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that, I just miss the days when video games, before updates and before the loss of instruction manuals, and now to download music that are like samplers. I mean, I liked when you got the system, you put the game in without blowing in the cartridges, which I
Hello,
think is a fun
XU. So far, hello, Rain, Tevya, XU, and Alan. I've said hello to multiple times, I believe, already.
fact, and what he said. And you just turned it on and you just started playing.
And T-Pain, what's up?
Yeah, there was just no.
Mike's complaining about the Street Fighter.
Not Street Fighter, just about games in general, how they used to be. Like everything was just so wonderful then.
XU said amen, Mike.
Yeah.
I missed that. Yeah, I believe I made a huge rant about that when I did the Just Cause 3. Games are definitely not what they used to be, and you got to now know how to put computer hard drives into systems in order to have more memory instead of just using a simple memory card.
And not only that every time now you get a game, not only is Nintendo doing DLCs, but so is the PlayStation.
Well, PlayStation and Xbox started that.
Because did you know that they announced Street Fighter characters that are going to be coming out?
I believe that. They announced Mortal Kombat characters before they came out.
I remember one of them, I think, was Guile, and someone else who
Akuma.
No, I didn't hear Akuma.
Oh, you didn't hear about Akuma yet?
No. Oh, but wait. E3, I'll make you a bet when they do that whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
In June, when that cinematic story comes out, there's going to be a little bit of a twist there.
Oh, well, this is a good question, actually. Tevya asked, any opinion on this movement, WTFU?
Movement.
It's called Where's the Fair? It's not what the fuck. It's Where's the Fairness YouTube. It's about the copyright and how if you hit a certain percentage of subscribers like PewDiePie, Rooster Teeth, basically the people that are getting paid to do exclusive movies for YouTube Red, they get a bit of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Immunity. They could do whatever they really want with their videos without having to worry about getting slapped with a copyright claim.
That shouldn't be like that. I mean,
it's basically like the Cool Kids Club. You remember when we were in school and they had the Cool Kids Club where they got all the advantages that we couldn't get?
But that's not the point. What happened to YouTube where you just want to go on to have fun doing videos? You want to just go on there to have fun, entertain, and not,
Oh yeah, we are by no means big potatoes. We're small fries. This channel, what's up, Frank? We're the small fries of the YouTube community of uploaders. So we are not part of said community where we get immunity to anything. As a matter of fact, there were several videos I did on this channel that I actually ended up taking down due to copyright claims. One of them being the Spider-Man Superboy show. The first 5 episodes, I believe, I took down because the music got copywritten. There was one on Brooklyn Boys I had to take down, which had the Superman music, a tiny 5-second clip of it in there, and they didn't like that, so I had to take it down there. Epic Story is blocked in, unfortunately, Germany. So if any of my German friends, if there's anybody here who's from Germany, I apologize.
By Dragon Force.
Yeah, Dragon Force apparently is blocked in Germany.
Why?
I think it's a German band.
It is?
I think so.
I don't remember it being that. I know one person who might know.
But yeah, the copyright claims suck. I mean, if you go on, bro, if we were to switch it up and not talk about this channel has 0 copyright claims, and I'm trying to keep it that way. But Brooklyn Boys, between the Nintendo video games that we do, like the Mario Maker and the Kart, between the Epic Story music, between the 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900 videos, which we made like music video, getting shot with copyright because of the music in it, or anything we've done on Brooklyn Boys because of music, even even when we did lip syncs of certain things, we got hit with copyright because of the audio. Yeah, our Brooklyn Boys is complete opposite, but they don't take it down. They basically just take the revenue for it. So anything that any ad you see on Brooklyn Boys is not because of us. We do not have Brooklyn Boys monetized at all. We like to keep our Brooklyn Boys channel completely free, but unfortunately, if you do see ads on certain Brooklyn Boy videos, that's all YouTube. That is not us at all. We do not have any coverage or backing on Brooklyn Boys. That is strictly just us having fun for shits and giggles. There is in no way that is not us at all. We are not the ones that are charging that are doing the AdSense.
And I miss the awesome backgrounds where we could choose like wallpapers.
That's different. Where are you talking about? That's when they changed the channel layout.
I'm talking about the channel layout where everything's now, with
I'm
Google
talking
Plus
about.
and
We're
all that.
talking about the where's the fair movement with monetization and copyright, and you're talking about the channels.
Well, can't that be where's the fairness and going back to
They're not going to go back.
Well, of course not.
Yeah, it's where's the fair use. So I said it wrong, but anyway, I want to see something. Play Mortal Kombat while looking online for fatalities. Yeah, no, we don't have Mortal Kombat X yet, so we can't. I finally bought a PlayStation 1. That's awesome, Rain.
Oh, PlayStation.
I missed it. Then he said a few people mentioned about missing the way video games are. Oh God, you SNES games, you had to spend all night unlocking things. Yes, I remember the SNES games like that. Why do you have to get DLC in order to unlock characters? I agree to that. At least it keeps the game going. That's when you have DLC that adds to the story, not downloads characters, unless it's a story. I mean, with Street Fighter, it's just I don't see the need to have to pay for more characters. You should get them for free if you buy the game, especially like Mortal Kombat XL, which is coming out in like 2 weeks. Same price as the original Mortal Kombat game, except guess what? You get all the DLC with it. You just were patient enough to wait like a year for the second version of the game. Mike, one more word, money. That's why they do DLC. That's what I don't understand. What happened to YouTube being about fun? YouTube's not about people having fun anymore, Tevia. It's the small group of people that do it for fun, and a large majority of people doing it for money. And to be honest, there really isn't a lot of money in YouTube. That's the one thing people ask me all the time. How do you make money on YouTube? And the truth is, gaming, and you have to break it super big. I mean, you have to have the best commentary. You have to be Game Grumps. Almost at this point, and that's like 1 million subscribers and 1 million views a day. You don't get rich off of YouTube. Let me just leave it at that. YouTube people copyright shit, dollar. Exactly, YouTube gets the money. Rain says, I just saw the trailer of Sonic the Hedgehog movie trailer just now. What do you think of it? We didn't see it yet.
I didn't see it.
I saw, yes, my Pokemon hat. Thanks, T-Pen. I saw unbox video. Did you play Street Fighter 5 yet? No, we haven't played it yet. We will soon. YouTube automatically monetizes my videos. That's probably because they're video games, Rain. Certain video games get monetized automatically. System is broken. Yes, the system needs to be fixed. I actually watched Boogie2988's rant on WTFU, and I agree with him. And he's not big fries either. He gets hit with the same stuff that we do. Y'all see Poke Tournament. Yes, we are going to be getting that. Sounds familiar? Like, I love how Tevia always finds a way to loop this into either DC or Spider-Man. But anyway, Rain said, I got my PlayStation 1 off GameStop.com thanks to some games I had to sell on my Power Up reward card. That's cool. That's great. And our first guest is here. It's Jeremy, and he is red. Jeremy,
yeah.
why are you red?
It's because I only have one light bulb in my room right now. There we go. It's adjusted back to normal.
Oh, it's adjusted back. Oh, so your room's darker.
Yeah, one of my light bulbs went out. We'll fix that eventually.
I was going to say, you're Daredevil, yo. He's red.
Anyway, so what's up?
Oh, we're actually just doing comments right now because I'm waiting for everybody to be here before we do the DC talk.
Cool. I was caught up in the Naruto tournament. That's why I was a little late.
Hey, you and your Naruto.
Oh man, I'm telling you, man. Once you get plus, you're gonna have so much fun with this game.
I know I will. I'm positive I will. I already see DN. What's up, DN? I don't know if I said hi to Frank, so what's up, Frank? And I see Shamar. Holy crap, Shamar. What's up, Shamar? Welcome to the comments. Where were we? You should get Mortal Kombat XL so you don't have to play for the DLC. I agree. Tevia says YouTube barely does jack to protect. No, YouTube doesn't protect you. That's why this channel and Frontline's covered by full screen. They kind of advocate for us a bit more.
Yeah, that's why it's better if you do a bigger content, you gotta make sure to partner up with a network. But that way, it'll help safeguard you.
Yeah, I think that's another reason why it actually protected me from getting a lot of copyright claims. But I don't do anything with music anymore on my channel, so I'm pretty safe regardless. Everybody saying, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? I feel like I'm R-Truth.
What's up?
He pulling a Deadpool on us. I think he was talking about you and your light, Jeremy.
The red screen, yeah.
Raw in a sentence: 3 steps forward, 2 steps back every 5 minutes. DN, I 100% agree. Raw was horrible the past 2 weeks. I think Alan said 2 weeks ago he gave it 0 stars or 0.5. This week it was so bad it didn't deserve a rating. For me, last week was a 0 stars, and this week was maybe a 1 or a 0.5 at best. At best. Where's Mike? He's right here. Speaking games, any opinion on the Division beta? No. I've watched Nukem Dukem. I've been watching his live streams on it. It looks really awesome. I'm getting the game when it comes out. I don't play betas. I don't want to download a whole game onto my hard drive, have to delete it, and then re-download it again when the game comes out. It's just not worth it. And I don't like betas. I'm not a fan of betas, and I didn't pre-order the game yet. We usually pre-order our games a week in advance, so we didn't get the beta.
Besides, betas are just like, those are just glorified demos, to be honest. Like, that's why I don't really mess with betas that much.
Exactly. You said it perfect, Jeremy. Exactly. That's why we don't do that either. I almost hit the Hangout on your Google Plus. Yeah, no. Thinking of getting Dragon Ball Xenoverse, but not sure if I should wait for sequel. I think you can with it.
I'd wait for the sequel because apparently they're working out a lot more of the. They're gonna improve customization and also kind of work out some of the OP kind of, because the way you can stack your character, you can make your like literally some competitive people make their characters just unstoppable. So they're fixing those glitches in those hacks in the system.
So it's kind of like Budokai. When Budokai first came out, the first game was and then they fixed it in Budokai 2 and 3.
Yep, pretty much. That's how it's going to be.
All right, so there you go. That's your answer, DN. You should to wait for the next one, which should be coming out soon.
Yeah, it comes out this summer, actually. It comes out like literally a few weeks after the Turtles game comes out, which I'm getting that one first.
Oh, obviously. Oh, so there is another Xenoverse game coming out.
Yeah, because
it's
a little story.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah, because the story in the end really built up that.
It ended in a cliffhanger. Yeah, they're gonna resurrect the dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so
it's gonna happen.
If you want the full story, then you'll need Xenoverse 1, I guess. Then, and you pay an upcoming game called Quantum Break. Yes, that game looks awesome. I'm getting that, and I believe if you get that game on the Xbox One, which it only comes on Xbox One, it comes also with Alan Wake, the game, along with Alan Wake's full DLC as well. So it's 2 games in one for $60. Who could ask for anything more?
That's pretty awesome.
It's really good. Can we see the Ryu statue? Yeah, we already showed it at the beginning of the show, but we can show it again. Ryu, yes. I'm sorry, I'm getting used to it still.
That is a hefty Ryu statue.
It is very heavy. You can get this with the collector's edition of Street Fighter V. It's really nice.
I know. I saw you guys' unboxing of it. I'm really debating because that statue looks so nice. See, if it was a Chun-Li statue, I would have bought that in a heartbeat. Because
it wouldn't have mattered then. Then it would have been a definite. I want a Ken statue finally.
I keep looking at the Kotobukiya one, and I'm like,
I will get the Kotobukiya one day. That is 100%. There's not even a 50%. It's 100%.
Yeah, because she's in her lightning kick pose, and then there's also a Cammy one, so you could pose the two of them like they're fighting against each other. That's what I'm trying to get that. So Cammy is pretty awesome too.
I agree.
Mhm.
I like all the wonderful female in Street Fighter, so I'm looking forward to getting most of them as Kotobukias. Have you played Hitman? I have not played the beta. Again, I don't play betas, but I've watched the beta, and it looks awesome. I will be getting Hitman, as long as provided it's a game and not chaptered off. I played previous Hitman games, though. I'm trying to skip through people talking.
I'm not into shooters. I'm mostly an arcade fighter.
Mr. Arcade Fighter. Okay, I see how it is. All right, so what's this all about again? We're doing a lot of things. Shamar, we do this every Friday. This is a live show where we talk about anything and everything. Alan, it said I care more about what culture results for Fastlane more than the actual Fastlane. WWE has so many people injured now. Mark Henry has rib injuries. I'm not even saying nothing because they keep just killing people. Living in Tennessee, we call Ryu differently. I always called him Ryu. We used to call him Ryu because of the way the arcade game used to say Ryu, but now it's like everybody's up, in arms whenever you say it wrong.
And Robot Chicken.
Wade Barrett, he's leaving, and so is Brie Bella in the summer from WWE. Brie Bella's mentioned retirement because she wants to have a family, and Wade Barrett's pissed off because he basically just stands around and does absolutely nothing.
So then hold on. So that means that Brie Bella's not going to win against Shaw this summer.
Brie Bella could still win. Why not? She could carry it all the way till the summer. Any opinion on the upcoming Deus Ex game? It's going to be good. That's all I can say right now. Oh, well, this is the first time I commented in your stream, I think. Yeah, this is the first time, Shamar. Nerdy Vision, what is up? Made it in time. Yes, you did. We literally just started a little bit ago. In case you didn't see this, I posted it again. I see it. I don't see anything else. But, Deus Ex is going to be a good game. I now see the first message he's talking about, Alan's first message. I'm going to be doing a lot of these roaming games, GTA, Watch Dogs, Mad Max, and Just Cause. Just Cause actually just released DLC, which is really awesome.
Mad Max looks so much fun.
I got it. Yeah, I got it because I saw so many people playing it and it looked so fun. Are you getting it?
I'm definitely thinking about it because, I haven't played it like a roam game in a long time. So, I definitely would think about getting Mad Max because that movie is just awesome. Have you guys seen the movie yet?
No.
You gotta Redbox that, man. It's definitely worth a watch.
I saw the Mel Gibson ones. I didn't see the new one.
Yeah, you gotta watch it, man. Charlize Theron as Furiosa just kicks so much ass. I'm telling you, Mike, you're an action guy. I know you would really love that movie.
Yeah.
Mike, the action guy.
The action guy.
Who sleeps.
No, I don't.
Oh man, that was a thing. Some of the new commenters were like, "Hey, what's with the dude in the red? Why is he asleep? He looks like he's knocked down over there in the background."
I'm not wearing red.
No, it was that. No, the Frontline live show last night. The one that you guys did.
Let me tell you something.
He started something.
I mean,
all right, while you rant, I'm gonna go get some soda. I have a feeling I'm gonna need it for you.
Because
let me tell you something.
No, because this week.
Hey, tell you something.
Yeah. My work shifts have been completely just oh my God. Yesterday I worked 8 hours and today I worked 9 hours.
9 hours.
Exhausted. I went to bed 4 a.m. last night for other reasons. And we still have other stuff we got to do tonight and I have to wake up early tomorrow.
Oh man, that's rough, man.
A nap after Dark Avenger Live before I even do anything. So Mike, you can take a nap too.
No, I'm actually going to upload pictures on Facebook because I took 2 Street Fighter 5 ones. By the way, Jeremy, did you see my upload video on Duroc 18?
Oh yeah, I saw your review. This game looks really good. Should I wait for the complete story mode to come out in June before I buy it, or is it worth to buy it now?
I would say. All right, fine. Go ahead.
like, if you want to play the story mode, like just to see a little bit of the character, you could do that just so that way you could have fun. But it is a little bit disappointing because it's short. But
Yeah.
if you want to wait till June till you get like the whole story, which we're gonna do on Frontline
Actually,
Gaming
I have a
Zone.
better way of saying it. Do you want the collector's edition with the really awesome Ryu statue?
Yes, actually.
Actually, then you better buy it now. Yeah, buy it now because there's only 41,250 in American in the entire world. You really need to buy one now because 41,249 people probably already grabbed. Yeah, right. It'll be available.
Well, once I get my next once full screen sends my stuff to PayPal, that's going straight to that collector's edition then because I definitely want
get stuff from Full Screen. I'll have you guys know I've been working with Full Screen 3 years now. I've only made one. What?
Did you? I was like, wait, did you you connected your thing to PayPal, right?
Yeah, I've only reached $50 once.
You've only really you get more traffic than I do usually.
I have a lot of ad blockers, I guess.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, but
I don't know. I guess nobody loves me. I am an unloved Avenger. Nobody wants to help me. I am a poor boy who can't afford anything, and that's why I can't do as many reviews as I'd like to.
Okay.
Buy Pokemon Breakpoint.
I bought so many Breakthrough cards. They're like this big. He can't just wait an extra week or two until now.
An extra week or two,
Mr. Subscription boxes and all that stuff.
Subscription boxes.
And the collector's edition, you know.
The collector's edition.
Are you just gonna parrot everything like every other word Mike says?
Yes,
because it's a lie.
Oh.
I've only made him buy half of the stuff that he said.
Yeah, okay. Okay, right. Anyway, going back to your question,
poor.
I would say if you want to wait for June for the full story, it's up to you. But I would get it just to play and have fun with it because there is.
So how are the controls? Like, I mean, I didn't watch your review.
We haven't played yet. We don't know. We
haven't
tell
played at all. Yeah,
we're definitely one of those people, regardless of how big a game is. Even though we get it the day it's released, we never play it the first day.
Except Mario Maker. We played that the first day.
Well, that we didn't have to install. We put it in the Wii U. The Wii U did an update because there's always patches for the first day it's released, and boom, we were in the game.
Yeah, because I eventually got bored with Mortal Kombat X. So I mean, I don't normally get bored with Street Fighter, but like, I don't know. I eventually ended up just trading in Mortal Kombat X.
Actually, hold on.
Question. Did you get all the DLC, Jeremy?
But I don't really like horror characters though. Like I like Predator. And
you're perfect then. You're perfect for this question then.
I was gonna.
So you paid $60 for the game, correct?
Yep.
And then
I bought the first combat pack. I also bought the first combat pack.
Only the first, and that's an extra like $10, right?
It was like I want to say it was like 20, 25, something like that.
Okay, so in total you spent $60, $70, $85 for everything. Yep.
Yeah, and
how mad are you that a year later they're releasing Mortal Kombat XL, $60 flat, and you get all the DLC? And here,
I was pissed.
Yet.
I was pissed when I heard that. I was like, "Are you serious? You're telling me that I could have just waited a year and gotten the whole thing?"
Yeah, that's why we waited.
I felt the same way about Injustice. You know how mad I was when Ultimate Edition came out?
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, you're telling me I could have got Zatanna, Martian Manhunter, and Batgirl all at once?
I see a camera. Dan, are you there?
I have a feeling he's going to pop out or something.
Is this going to be a jump scare? Because I don't deal with jump scares.
Oh, Ventura Brothers! Don't you dare be sour!
I knew it!
For your favorite indie comics publisher and feel the power!
If you have a unicorn, I swear, Dan, do not have a unicorn.
Does he have a Teletubby? Because that could work too. Mike, I gotta tell you the story behind that.
Wait, I hear music. Wait.
Should we not? Oh my god.
Man, now I feel like I made a really lame entrance.
Go Dan! Go
Yes,
Dan!
the power of positivity.
Oh man.
I will say you definitely have the big.
You get bonus points for that entrance, man.
Dan, he rocks.
That
Dan,
was great.
he rocks.
Hashtag that for the night.
Yeah, hashtag Dan, he rocks.
The new day. Yes, it is.
Oh, why does everybody like them except me?
I like him a little bit when they're
I
not,
know.
Unicorn.
Oh God, no,
Yeah.
no,
Unicorn by a hat. So wait, I wonder.
no! You cannot do that with this hat.
Oh
Thank
come
God.
on.
How are you doing, Dan?
Going okay. Let me dim the light here. It's a little too much. Get this going right here. As they do in pro wrestling, you go like that. All right. That's before you like punch some guy. You go, and you punch him. Oof.
Dan hasn't wrestled yet. We're waiting for that day.
Yeah, that has to come. I wrestled in high school though.
Oh, in high school, see, there you go. We got to get old videos of Dan when he wrestled in high school.
Brother.
All right, let's go into comments, and then now that everybody's here, we're gonna start talking some DC news. So let's check the comments real quick, and then we'll. Wow, there were a lot of comments.
I'll say hi to Jeremy because I haven't met him. I saw his video. So you're unboxing the T-shirt video, but that's about, new to the DAN, which is of course.
Yeah, that's right. Dan is the reason why it's DAN.
That's dude. You got a great entrance, and your name is an abbreviation for the group. Dude, you're getting all the points today.
There you go, a warrior of the DAN.
Exactly. And you have your new book that's coming out soon, which we definitely have to talk about. Oh yeah, and your book's coming soon too from Dan. Oh yeah. Mike doesn't know. I didn't tell him.
Oh wait.
That's going to be going to the printer.
Anything?
Oh, you released the new Argo 5?
I have a new Argo 5, and yeah, I do have a. That's already coming out this week, and then I have Mike Likes the Sorority of Power, which I have a new edition of number 2, but I also have another one of those onto the printer. So that'll
Awesome.
be it.
Soon.
Yeah, soon.
All right, so comments, then Argo, then DC. What did you want to live? What did you want to live stream? Nerdivision. What did you mean by what did we want to live stream?
Oh, he meant to him.
I tried to live stream. Oh, on your channel. Oh, probably it was a video game. Pokemon Breakthrough or Breakpoint. I have connections at Hastings.
I can get them for so much less.
Dude, if you want to send some, you are welcome to. Jay, are there any MMORPGs that you play?
I was big into DC Universe Online and also Star Wars: The Old Republic. I haven't touched either of those accounts in like over a year, but I loved those two.
Tevia says, hi, Dan. Everybody's saying Dan. Frank says Dan. Tevia says Dan's here. Frank, everybody's like, oh, Lord. It's a new day. Yes, it is. Oh, man. Everybody's got New Day on.
Then not.
Yeah, I'm going to just let that one. Yeah. Chris, you just need to accept the power of positivity. That's another one that goes. And that's another one that goes. Are there any changes you want made to... Okay, we'll get to that in a moment. Okay.
So
Dan, Argo 5, issue number 20. 20!
All right. Issue number 20, and here's the worldwide premiere of the cover.
Dun.
Whoa. Nice.
And it says, "Enter the Unlimited," and that's this dude
Wow.
right here.
I like the costume. I didn't get a chance
I dig the
didn't
visor.
get to read it yet, but man,
And the glasses too, like whoa.
I love the costume design. Did you come up with that, Dan? You did that design for the costume, yeah?
Yes, that's correct. You know, the cover artist is actually MC Wyman. He did X-Men at one point. Yeah, but
It definitely looks. It does look very 80s X-Men. That's what I really like. I like the whole color scheme with it too. Looks really
Yeah,
I like
nice.
those colors too,
I
yeah.
appreciate that. I draw the original design and I put the colors in, and then I send it to the artist to do, you know, of course, his rendition. T.G. Sangalang did the interiors, and yeah, like you're saying, there is a certain like image vibe, I guess, to the artwork.
Oh wow, that looks.
That does look like old school Image. That's nice.
Yeah, he did some work for them at that point. So, and you know, I should point out, I guess, colors by Riccardo Rullo. He's a friend of mine from Italy. So, yeah, overall, very happy with the issue, and you know, you'll get to see what the Unlimited is all about within this issue.
All right.
I'm excited to read it, and that is definitely going to be getting a spotlight review on this channel this week. So it'll be up this weekend. Comic review is still pending from 2 weeks ago because of everything that's been going on this week. It's been crazy. So anything you'd like to tidbit about Sorority of Power?
Yes, Sorority of Power number 2. I issued a new cover. I wanted a cover to be more story specific. So this might look a little familiar to some comic fans in the theme.
Sweet.
But yeah, Mike has already read this issue. This was with the other sorority, the manga anime Delta sorority. They come into play in this issue. So the old cover was kind of a pin-up type thing, a little cheesecake, but I wanted a new cover, and I wanted to bring it down with a few less pin-ups so that we can bring it down to the $2.99 price point that all my other comics are at, because when I had extra pinups, I had no choice but to make that a $3.99 book. So I scaled back the pinups just so people get out the $2.99 edition, and like I said, this cover, which Andre Menegan did this. He's another friend of mine from Italy, actually, and he did the cover. Giuseppe Pica, another Italian, did the colors on the cover, and the interiors. Let's see. That's by T.G. Sangalang also, same one who did the Unlimited story, and colors interior by Miguel Marquez. So that's the new, as I said, the new edition of number 2, the Sorority of Power.
That is awesome.
So we've got a new character in Argo 5 that's being introduced, or a character for at least this story arc. We've got a reissue of issue 2 for Sorority of Power, and the next issue of Sorority of Power is in the printers as we speak.
That and the next issue of Argo 5 as well. 21, Argo 521, and Sorority of Power number 10.
I'm still waiting for that trade paperback Kickstarter, Dan, so I can promote the hell out of it, where you get all the books from one.
I'm definitely backing that.
I will back that, and I will support and sponsor that when you are ready to do that on Kickstarter or wherever you want to do it.
Yeah, I've been going back and forth a little bit with the Kickstarter and talking to other people who've done it and getting all the ducks in a row. You know, I want to do it correctly for people and, you know, really have a nice volume. So, yeah, that's going to contain 0 to 5, 6 issues, 0 to 5.
Okay.
5. So.
Okay, so you're just doing it 5 issues for each volume then.
6 issues, that is.
6
yeah.
issues. Sorry, yeah.
0 to 5. That completes the story arc, and actually a lot of them are, as you know, single stories, because I want to get a little more fun with the comics and not always have these ongoing, you know, thing after thing. Just the next menace ends up on the last page, next menace ends up on the last page. I want to have some when you read like an Archie or Richie Rich, you read that one comic, you were done and you're satisfied and you're happy, and it wasn't like they were,
Yeah, one and dones are always fun.
yeah, trying not to hold you hostage. That.
I've always wanted to do a one and done, but after I showed my script for the first story, yeah, Brent looked at me. He's like, "This is gonna be at least 3 issues."
Yeah, I have some 3-issue story arcs, as you know, but yeah, just at some points, I just don't want to just, as I said, keep it going, just a new menace every time, and the same flavor of story almost happens if you keep doing that. And I like to, as you've seen in the past issues, change up the flavor and the themes of the stories.
Gotcha. Cindy says hi, number 1, and then DN actually has a question about Argo 5. DN, GN, who's a new commenter, a new viewer of the show, so he hasn't seen you on a live show yet, which is great, so he's getting introduced to... This used to be the way the live show started. Every 2 weeks, Dan would be on, but Dan's been super busy, so I'm glad we got him back on. But he asked, is Argo 5 part of a larger continuity?
Okay, first, hi, Cindy, and hi, Dean. And yes, Chris knows that I had the Argo Comics Anthology, which pretty much introduced you to all the heroes of the Argo Comics universe. It was a 6-issue miniseries that I completed. And one thing that's important is the fact that I always will complete stories. So I know indie comics sometimes gets a bad rap because they leave you with some cliffhanger and then they just quit publishing. If it ever came to that, I would have an issue that wrapped up all the storylines. Again, being that a lot of issues are one and done, I don't really fall prey to that either. But yeah, there is the Argo Comics Anthology, which introduced a lot of the other heroes. Sorority of Power, which the new issue, number 10, will show some connection to the Argo 5 comic. And then, yeah, Argo 5 has had a numerous amount of guest stars from within the anthology, and more to come on that as well. So, yes, it's a cohesive universe.
And you also had a guest from, or at least a guest artist that did another comic book and put their character on your cover for Argo 5, I believe.
Argo 5 number 3, I teamed up with like 5 or 6 publishers, and that, if you ever just Google Argo 5 number 3, you'll see the cover. It has a number of characters from other publishers, books that I enjoyed, people, other publishers that I knew from conventions and enjoyed their work, and I wanted to make some type of, dimensional hopping type story. So I did do that. And issue 8, I believe it was our contest, exactly, where get your character published. The winner was supposed to have the guest spot, and as you said, we had him on his character on the cover. I even let the runner-ups have a cameo. So yeah, that was issue number 8. So yeah, I have been open to crossovers here and there, opening things up. Just for the diversity of showing some other people's concepts who I really enjoy.
And Nerdivision, actually, he said, this is not really a question, it's more of a statement. I feel like we write comics, so we could answer this kind of in the statement. I'm thinking of making my own comics or animation. My biggest advice, Nerdivision, regardless, it is expensive, from the artist to the letterer to the ink to the colorer to the printing.
Oh, printing is a huge
Yeah.
cost.
So my advice, do it. It's worth a shot. The
Just
worst thing...
do it.
I knew that was coming. The worst thing that could happen...
I was waiting for that one, Mike.
The worst thing that could happen is it's not a success, and you either try again, or at least you tried. My biggest advice to anybody who wants to get into the realm of writing or art even... do it. Just try it. Don't second guess it. Don't. Now, obviously, it's money, so make sure you have the money to back up this attempt.
I'd also, especially with writing, I would say cut your teeth first. Do some stories on your own, maybe even fan fiction or something. Just have fun.
Yeah.
Do stories you want to do. Get used to writing, and then once you are comfortable with your own style, know what you want to do, then you go into actually writing your stuff.
Oh yeah, well of course. Most people who want to go into writing comics have already written either for somewhere or have a blog that is super popular, like I did on MySpace for like 2 years, and then MySpace decided, hey, we're not doing blogs anymore. We're going back to music, and erased all my blogs.
Wow.
Yeah. Suffice to say, I deleted my MySpace account because of that. But beside the point, if
Oh,
you
man,
have an
MySpace.
idea, do it. The world is lacking in imagination recently, and you've got people like Kanye West that believe they're the second coming. So we need people with true imagination and stuff in this world that don't think that they're amazing grace, so to speak. But anyway, Dan, do you want to tease anything for Sorority of Power or, well, Argo 21, we just talked about 20, and that was a good tease. Do you want to tease anything for the new upcoming Sorority of Power?
Yeah, Sorority of Power number 10 will have art by Bill Mouse, who
Oh, cool.
many may know from Zen Intergalactic Ninja, his own creator-owned property, Nera X. One of my favorite creators to collaborate with. Just, fantastic art. And I do have a guest star, as I said, in that ties into the Argo Comics universe, but I also have a super secret special guest star that I will not divulge yet. But
Ooh.
people will, get to see that when it occurs. And most likely, you'll be tuning into Mike's review to find out that super secret guest star.
Exactly. Now, there's a question. I guess it's kind of for all of us. DN asks, is it better to start off 2D like Tumblr or your own site when it comes to writing? Is it better to start off like in the Tumblr or making your own site kind of deal before going into making a comic book? I would say yes. It's
Yeah, I
always
would
good
go.
to-
I would do your own site. Yeah, your own site, your own blog too. Because I mean, that's what I've been doing for a long time. Me and a couple of my friends, including Chris Mount Vernon Kid, we do actually an ongoing, both DC and Marvel like story site where we just kind of write stories about the characters as if we were doing writing our own comics. We treat them like issue scripts. Like we have our own set continuity. And that pretty much follows the set rules, dead is dead and all that other stuff. It's really fun. You get a chance to kind of understand how like the story works, and you got to collaborate with other people. Understand like you can't step on other people's toes. It's a nice way to just kind of figure out what you want to do, and like the type of writer you want to be. It's always good to practice. Like that's the best I could give.
Yeah, what Jeremy is saying is very important in the fact that you do have to get some feedback. Way back in the day, before the internet, we had the APAs. They were amateur press associations, and you mailed them in, and they binded it together and mailed it out to all the members, and there'd be feedback on each other's stories. It was all through that mail, the post office thing. Okay, so now we're in the new century here, and we got the internet, and you can just post it up and get feedback that way. But I would say to strive for originality, which is something that a lot of independent comics, they fall prey to. Oh, I just want to make this story with my Superman and my Batman and my Flash. You know what? Those characters are out there. They have a big following already. People are going to be like, if I want a Justice League comic, I'll buy Justice League because all those people are full-time. They got a lot of money behind them. So you got to give them something different. Actually, my new issue of Argo 5, number 20, I have it in the solicitation that it's dedicated to those who strive for originality in storytelling because it kind of addresses some of the story cliches that are out there. Which, again, I wouldn't quite go just the same route that, like, oh, I'm going to make, my Independence Day with superhero. These stories are out there. You got to kind of have something new to say in order to pursue this, and give the people a reason to. Because how many titles are there? You got to give them a reason that you're getting something different by going here. Because if you're going to do a Marvel or DC comic, people already have too many of those to buy, and they have to cut titles just to make enough room to be able
That's
to
what
see as
you've been
many.
telling me, especially Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tevye asked, "Would you write Amazing Spider-Man, Dan?"
As you know,
I
I'd be more apt towards a DC title. Yes, I would write, any book that I had a familiarity and an affinity for. I'm not so much just to jump aboard. If they say, Dan, there's Rocket Raccoon, I know it's a good opportunity and everything, but I'm not, perhaps the best person for that one. I enjoy the movie, and, I haven't really been checking out the cartoon because I saw a couple episodes.
The cartoon is great. I was really surprised at how good that cartoon is.
Yeah, I checked a couple, and it wasn't quite doing it for me. But, like I said, most definitely. I grew up with those. I'm not against Marvel and DC. I grew up with those and loved them. And, a lot of the artists I work with are people who I admired through those companies. But, I think, again, I'd have to have something unique to say. You're probably better off, as they used to do to break into comics, with a C-level character. Like if they give me Doc Samson, I'm gonna blow the doors off Doc Samson, because there's a lot of people already doing Spider-Man, Superman, all that.
Yeah.
So yes, maybe to do something like that would be great.
Oh man, that was an obscure pull. Doc Samson and the Gamma Corps. That's a old school Hulk title.
There you go. Bring back Samson.
Doc Samson. I remember. We haven't seen him in a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason for that, but I won't go into spoilers for anyone who hasn't caught up on their Hulk.
All right, so I'm going to read off some comments, and then we are going to talk about the main attraction of tonight, which is going to be the DC Rebirth announcements. Wow, there were a lot of comments. All right, so I'm only going for questions for the moment. DN says, Chris, you just need to... oh, we did that one. Any changes? Oh, are there any changes you want made to Lex Luthor during Rebirth? We will get to that when we get to Superman, I'm sure. Not sure how he was portrayed after Forever Evil. Interesting, I will say that. Let's see, Through the Window. I don't know what that reference was for. Nerdivision said, if I were to get Street Fighter, I would have to have wanted an arcade joypad instead of the statue. Yeah, but that would have
Yeah, but
been
the arcade
$200.
joypad is like so much money. It's like in the
Oh, yeah.
200s.
That's. Oh yeah, Mike. Quick question about Street Fighter. I hear there's no arcade mode. Is that true? And why is that?
The thing is that I'm not really sure about that because all I heard was cinematic, full story of the characters coming out in June. But I'm guessing that there is no arcade mode. I don't know.
Oh man, that kind of sucks. Arcade mode was like my favorite part of Street Fighter. Anyway, just wanted to make sure that was right. Because I had heard there was no arcade mode, but I wanted to be sure that there was not.
Dong Huffer says retro game treasure is so awesome. I'm glad you liked it.
I'm waiting for my Super Mario Bros. 3 for NES.
Talking amongst each other.
One day.
Did that one day. Hi guys, that was Nick. I believe I said hi Nick, but if I didn't, hi Nick. You asked where Mike was. I typed that.
I'm over here.
And then Nick spoiled what happened with Doc Samson. Thank you, Nick.
Oh, why?
Chris, you get Avenger Standoff. Welcome to Pleasant Hill. No, not this.
Nope. No thanks. $5. Nope.
So, what are your guys' views on Tom King being the writer of Batman full-time after Scott Snyder leaves? I have no opinion because I don't know Tom King. Dan, do you know Tom King?
Tom King is the guy on Grayson. Tom King is one of the co-writers on Grayson.
Okay. I'll have to see. All right, so let's go into Rebirth. So, Dan, Jeremy, I sent both of you guys the article that was released about Rebirth. You both saw it, right?
Yep, and I posted it on the DN Nation page. So if you guys haven't seen it, you guys can check that out because I'm sure a majority of you guys have at least seen the page by now.
I love how you mentioned the Dark Avenger Nation and then it goes ding.
Oh yeah, that's what I get for not turning my phone on silent during this.
I saw the Jeff Johns video one. But
Oh,
I'm
you
not
did see
sure.
Jeff Johns.
Yeah, the one with the Jeff Johns video I saw.
I didn't see that one. I should have watched that before this. But I basically, for those of you that have no clue what's going on with Rebirth yet, they mentioned it's not a reboot.
Nope.
It's an unboot. They're taking the old DC universe and aspects of the new DC universe and smushing them together into one cohesive universe. So whereas Superman right now, I have no clue where they're going with him. They're going to fix all the problems, everything they've taken away, well, mostly everything they've taken away from Superman, put it back, we hope. And whereas certain legacies have disappeared, those are going to be coming back. We're going to be getting a ton of one-shots for every single character that's going to be having an ongoing series, which basically sums up everything that's gone on in the past for them, and then we just move on into the future. There are going to be 17 titles that double ship. All books are $2.99, except for a couple, I believe, that are going to be $3.99.
Also,
And-
there are you sure? I thought the whole entire they said the entire line.
I believe they're entirely all going to be $2.99. I just have a feeling that one or two of them might jump to $3.99 if it goes once a month.
I think annuals might be the ones that'll go $3.99, $4.99 price tag, if anything, because they like repeatedly said they keep repeating that old catchphrase, draw the line at $2.99. So I feel like that's gonna stick.
My only issue now, out of all of this, I see nothing but positive, and this is where I want to actually open it up. So now you guys understand what Rebirth is. Rebirth is taking the old and mixing it with the new. That being said, first of all, Dan, Jeremy, because I know you already mentioned it. Any opinion? I know Dan, you're more you grew up with me, like with DC. Any opinion on how DC's taking the old and mixing it with the new after the issue 52s and restarting the whole universe? And Action and Detective go back to their original numbering.
You can go first, Dan.
All right. Well, I mean, they're creating a story to allow editorial to keep what they like and discard what they don't like. Hopefully, they're listening to some fan reaction. But you know, I mean, within corporate comics, you get the shareholders and this and that, and it's hard to have a real firm direction, which is why now we're getting kind of another reboot pretty soon. And even though they're saying it's not a reboot, if you want to call it a soft reboot, I don't know. But at any rate, I guess to sum it all up, let's hope Superman gets his red trunks back.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh man.
Justin, what's up? I see you in the comments. How you doing? Everybody, I will be checking all the comments after you broke my grill because that was the last statement I saw, so I will be going back up. Feel free to comment away in between segments of Rebirth. I will go back to the comments. Don't think I'm ignoring comments. This is just a very big subject, and I want to make sure we all talk about it. You could, when we get to the end of this and the next subject, before we go into any titles, I'll check your guys' comments. So if you'd like to comment about DC Rebirth at all, feel free to now. I don't think we need anything with Marvel. Marvel's going to be doing Civil War 2 at this time, so Marvel's going to be, it doesn't matter what Marvel's doing. They're not going to one-up DC, at least not at the exact same time as Rebirth. And after this, we're going to be talking about the double shipping. So if you'd like to comment about those things, go for it, and then I'll be reading those comments. So, Jeremy, I know you've been itching. You asked me if I had a space open for tonight's show because you knew I was doing
Yeah. Oh, I've been staring the hell out of that curtain for like the past 4 or 5 hours now. So I put this on Facebook, and I'm going to stand by this stance. I compare my relationship to DC Comics to that of one with an ex-girlfriend. We've had some good times, we've had some great times, we've had some bad times, and we've had some terrible times. And I have plenty of love for DC. But I'm hoping that Rebirth is that connection point where, you know, we can at least be friends again, and I can understand the bad that they did and why they did it, and I can kind of forgive them, but in the back of my mind, I know they did wrong, and I'm not going to ever let that go. But hopefully we can be on good terms from now on. That's how I feel about DC Comics. And let's hope. I need my Titans back. That's all I want.
Why Jeremy has 5,000 girlfriends, because each one of those 5,000 have done something to him that he'll never forget, and that's why there was an added one each time.
Oh God.
Oh, holding a grudge is my superpower.
That's his
Oh.
superpower. And no offense, I don't think I'll forget the 5 years I just suffered through with DC either, regardless of how much legacy they bring back. I'm excited. I hope everything gets better, not just Superman. But to be honest, and I know this is kind of selfish, maybe Dan agrees with me too, because Dan is as much a Superman fan, if not more so than myself, because Dan's been around since the George Reeve era when it comes to fandom of Superman. I was after George Reeve. But my main priority, the one thing that I need to change, the one thing I'm hoping that will be fixed the most, I don't care what they do to the rest of the DC universe, I want my Superman, or at least the Superman part of the DC universe, whatever Rebirth universe, to go back to at least a character we recognize. We already know that the pre-New 52 Superman is going to be in this new universe. We know Clark, the New 52 Superman, is going to be in this universe.
Yep.
We know John Kent might be a Superboy. We know there's going to be at least one or two Supergirls, or one Supergirl, one Superwoman. Who knows what's going to happen with Superboy? What I want is Superman's legacy brought back to him, the New 52 Superman. I want Connor back, the Superboy Connor. Not this stupid reject that we got for the past 5 years.
No.
I want Supergirl to stop being a bitch, and I want to forget that Superman and Wonder Woman ever dated. I don't care if he's married to Lois or not. I just want that whole horrible era of Superman and Wonder Woman getting it on erased from my mind until the What If Kingdom Come stuff happens. And to be honest, I would like to see the original costume back, but if there's one thing I'm willing to cave in, it's the costume, as long as you get the legacy, the personality, and the true source and feeling of Superman back in the books. I don't care what he's wearing. He could wear just underwear, as long as it is the personality, the embodiment, and the ideals of Superman. That's all I truly want at this point for Superman.
Yep, and that's pretty much how I feel about the Titans. I just want my characters back. I want them to be a family again, because Titans was my flagship for DC. As much as I love Batman, and my wall back here, it's really dark so you can't see it. My wall back here is all Batman, but Titans was that book that I was read to as a kid, and that's where I got my love for DC, because of Wally West Kid Flash, Dick Grayson Robin, Donna Troy Wonder Girl, the Wolfman Perez stuff. Loved it. Loved the drama. I loved growing with these characters, and that's what I want to see with the Titans again. I want them to be a family. I want them to stick together, and I just need that back. I need that camaraderie. I need that bond. DC used to be the fun universe, the one with the heart. I want that heart back. That heart needs to restart. That's all I want.
I agree.
On that subject, though, and what I'd like to get back, which we will not get back because of the movie universe, is Cyborg as a Teen Titan. Because
yes!
It's
oh my
ridiculous.
God.
It's ridiculous that he is the founder of the Justice League. It's horrible.
That was one of the most dumb moves I've ever seen. Because to be honest, I love Vic as a character, but really though, he's the guy that stays back and guards the base. I don't even think he really deserved an upgrade.
I mean, why don't we reboot the Fantastic Four with the Hulk in place of the Thing? I mean, you can just switch out these characters just to fulfill some agenda. Now look, if there's diversity, which Martian Manhunter did provide a showing for the Green Americans that are out there, but if you don't want to go that route, then just go with John Stewart, Green Lantern.
And hell, I mean, John's human form is a black man. What's so? I don't understand why you guys are still upset about not having diversity. John's human form is a black man.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if it was video or Jim Lee just thinking that, that'd be cool, the tech guy on the team. He's Teen Titans. Ana Perez's design of that group and put him back where he belongs and bring in someone else. But it's too late. I mean, the movies are going to run with it. There's no stopping it. It's it's a media juggernaut by now that will never be able to get Cyborg off the Justice League.
Yeah,
Well, maybe
that is a
not right
sad truth.
now. Maybe not right now. I think in the next 15, 20 years, especially if the Justice League movie does not do well, we might be able to. I don't know. I agree that Jon Stewart would have been a perfect substitute for Cyborg, and Cyborg could have stayed on the Teen Titans where he belonged, but
Genre. I still think Martian Manhunter would have been is I think the one that should have been in Vic's place. John Jones, man, that guy gets no love. Like him and his love for Oreos just gets no love at all. I mean, he gets split into Mr. Biscuits and all this craziness. Like, what's going on there, John?
I have no idea. All right, so the one negative out of everything before we get into all the positive, the one thing that bothers me, and it's not DC's fault. I'm going to state that in advance. It's not DC's fault. I blame Marvel because Marvel's been doing this now for 4 to 5 years. Marvel doubles up half of their comic series, at least half, and they rotate. So every book's doubled up at least once a year. And it's because of that DC stands no chance of beating out Marvel unless they...
Because Marvel overfloods the market.
Exactly, unless they follow the same tactics. So what was announced is 17 or 18 titles are going to be doubling up every single month. Now, Jay thinks it's only temporary. It'll only happen for like the first arc or two, and then they'll stop. I think it might be a little bit more permanent. I think it'll go for about a year or so until DC notices that the sales aren't going so well after the first arcs with the double-ups. But I have to understand, you have to understand DC. They want to compete with Marvel, and the only way for them to do that is to double up. The good thing that they've done over Marvel is all of their books are $2.99. Again, though, if you really think about it, it's $6 a month because you get 2 books instead of $4 a month for 1 book. So you're paying an extra $2 and you're getting an extra book. Whereas, Marvel's doing $3.99 and they're still doubling their books up too. I'm just worried that the double-ups, especially because it's most of the series that I buy or most of the series that most people would buy, the double-ups are the one problem. You get about 10 books a month and you double that by $6. That's $60 a month just for DC books, and that's just for 10 of them.
Yeah,
this is the one.
Kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, this is the one big negative. But I can't truly be upset because as a person who understands business, I understand why DC is doing it. But I think this is the only negative I can point a finger at. And I'm going to start with Dan again, and then we'll go to you, Jeremy. Dan, what's your thoughts on the doubling up for the single issues?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've seen an article recently about some of the I guess bigger indie comics kind of making a move, pushing in a little bit, like Valiant and Boom and all these. So it's an obvious play to kind of flood the market, make the Marvel and DC fans who are just so hardcore to gather that money. And I mean, we've all seen the movies. Who's not going to want to buy the Deadpool comics and the X-Men comics and all the Avengers comics they put out because these movies are such a promotional item for them that they know people don't want to miss out. So it's an obvious ploy to flood the market, and it's a ploy that I think most will just fall for and
go with it.
Yeah, go with it. I mean, some people are trying to go digital a little bit. I don't know if they're still on the same price point for the digital these days.
Most of them are, especially on Comixology. They're most of the same price.
Yeah, so that's not going to save anyone anything. Yeah, but people have to vote with their dollars, and luckily for me, I'm not held hostage by any characters or anything. There are some good stories out there, but I find myself more just buying the books where my favorite artists are. Paul Peltier, Tom Rainey, Mike McCone, if any of these artists, Art Adams, are doing a book, Terry Dodson, then I'm jumping on board with that. And if there are characters like Superman, unfortunately, I'm not a big Romita Jr. fan, and my favorite character, they've distorted him so greatly. I'm not in favor of the art. I can give it up. So,
Yeah. Jeremy, I'm gonna mute you temporarily till you're done moving around because you're moving around a lot and there's like a bad. Oh wait, there you are. Never mind. There you are.
I fixed it. I had to find my charger and plug it in. My laptop was dying.
Okay, there's a scratching noise in your background. I think it might be your headphones.
Huh.
Not sure. All right, so yeah, okay. I wanted to drop Superman also, Dan, when it was John Romita Jr. Because I couldn't deal with that artwork.
Yeah, I mean, for me, there's so many back issues that I haven't read that I'll go back to read the Superman I enjoy until, if they straighten him out, then fine, I'm back on board. But until then, even Jason Fabok, I like his art, but it isn't enough for me to be buying a character I dislike.
True. So you're going to try out, are you going to be trying Rebirth out in the single issues form, or are you going to be doing the trades? Because I know you've gone to a lot of trade paperbacking now.
Yeah, most likely it'll be trades, and by then I'll have enough feedback, perhaps, watching reviews like you guys put out and stuff like that, that'll tell me whether or not it's worth getting on board, back on board.
Gotcha. All right. What about you, Jeremy? What are your thoughts on the double ups and the and how are you going to be pursuing the book? Single, trade?
Well, I mean, it's a consequence of the market. Like you said, you can't really blame DC for doing it. They have to, they have to adapt with the times, and like this is what comics are doing now. So I guess they have to. Like, as long as the story quality doesn't take a hit from the double shipping, I'll be fine. But I'm going to be very selective with what I get. I'm going to stick with, of course, like I said, I'm going to stick with the Titans. I'm going to stick with Batman, and possibly, depending on the team, I'll get Batgirl, Birds of Prey, because I absolutely love that team because of what Gail Simone did with it. My core characters, I'm going to stay, and I'm going to try out a few that I do like. But if they don't stick around, quality-wise, I'm going to be a lot quicker to drop the double ship ones.
Gotcha. All right, so before we go into the titles, which I will be listing all the titles, and we'll talk about which ones we're looking forward to, since we already talked about on Frontline who we're hoping writes and what stories we're hoping. Well, we'll talk about stories we're hoping because you guys didn't get to talk about it yet. But we're going to start with this question. What titles do you want to be good after DC Rebirth? I have to agree with DN, which followed directly after that, Tevye. All of them. At this point, DC needs to go all in or all out. Who wants a book to be bad? Exactly. Let's see. Mike, are you looking forward to Punisher #1, which has nothing to do with DC Rebirth, but you could say yes or no?
Well, yes.
And?
I'm excited about the book, when it comes out. Is the writer going to be the same as before, or is it different?
No, I think it's going to be Marguerite Bennett, I want to say. I know it's a female writer. I remember it's either going to be Marguerite Bennett or one of the big female writers for Marvel. I forget. I know it's not Wilson. It's got to be. It's one of those two. But I'm almost 100% sure it's Bennett.
Do you think Marvel's going to do the same thing like DC? No, I don't think Marvel's going to do the same thing like DC, Tevye. Just pretty picture and a half apology from Jeff. So basically, yeah, I mean, Dan, you saw the video. Basically, from what I'm hearing, Jeff Johns in that video, correct me if I'm wrong, but basically Jeff Johns in his video said, we realized we were missing something for the past couple of years. It was the background and the characters themselves, yada, 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 background. They need their legacy back kind of deal.
Yeah, he opened up the video with showing an animated type of version of the Action Comics #1 and the Detective First Appearance of Batman, and these are characters that they've moved away from. So, I mean, why promote that if you just want to change that and make it almost unrecognizable? So when we talk about costumes, I'd even take this dude right here in the 1990s.
Yeah.
I'd even take him way back with the circus boots and everything. I'll go all the way back to this Superman. You want to bring him back, not the dude with the T-shirt and run around in jeans. And here's a Batman, but he doesn't even show his costume on this thing. But it's like a Bob Kane Batman thing. I mean, I like the old versions, and call it old, but traditional versions that pay homage to all that has come before. These new things with the little lines all over the costumes and all that. I'm sure it's causing a lot of artists a lot of headaches. But it's just beyond that, as you said, the spirit of the characters are kind of gone. So Batman less so than Superman. So if they can get it together, then I'll be back on board. But until then, there's just so many comics out there that I have more than enough to occupy my time.
Right. What about you, Jeremy?
Oh, hold on. The thing that sold me about it was when Jeff Johns said we're gonna get back to the essence of the character and what made the DC universe great. That's what really kind of activated the whole Blue Lantern hope in me, man. I'm really, because when you look at what Flash Rebirth did and what Green Lantern Rebirth did for Barry and Hal, if this Rebirth can do that for the characters that have been done a great disservice by New 52 and DCU and all this other stuff that happened over the past 5 years, then I am totally on board. I have nothing but positive vibes to send over to DC. The only thing is you guys just got to deliver. That's all I got to ask for.
I agree. I think that's what all of us are basically saying. Dan says it best because Dan's the one that really went to trade paperbacks, while Jeremy, you and I and Michael, we still do the solo reviews for each issue. So we suffer through it for Dan to pick which trade paperbacks he wants to get. But
we take the hit for the team.
We take the hit. But I think if DC does right by their characters, I see Dan picking up at least the Superman books again, maybe the Justice League, some books that at least give him that feeling of nostalgia with the art that complements it in a good story. I could definitely see that happening again, especially because I think, Dan, you were buying single issues of Superman until the New 52, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, my comic store closing down really affected, my single. I mean, I was a Wednesday Warrior every week going in there, picking up all the issues. I was only on trades for Spider-Man and Hulk. Everything else I was buying single issue. And then when the comic store, had closed and I had to start doing some mail order, I started to go more towards the trade. But just one point I want to make, in which I talked to Chris offline about this, is the fact that I feel the DC comic heroes or the writers have to, no, actually it's the heroes of the books have to get over themselves, which by that I mean Superman has become a book all about Krypton, Flash has become a book all about the Speed Force, Green Lantern has become a book all about the Rainbow Lanterns. They're just so convoluted into their own mythology that there's no writers who are just writing a good story. Like, can anyone just write a good story that isn't like so much?
That
down,
is what
like,
I want for is what I want for Batman. My biggest complaint.
He seems to become a religion.
Yeah. Oh man, like I was just gonna say, my biggest complaint about Batman is I'm like, as much as I love Scott Snyder, I'm freaking tired of Gotham being destroyed every month by some big cataclysmic event. Like, can't we just have one story where he's just stopping Killer Moth, or putting Firefly in jail? Let's just get some fun one-shot stories, man. Like, I don't need big events all the time. They need to just chill with that.
Yeah, Gotham doesn't need to be the main character all the time, which it has become. I mean, even the animated stuff gets that right, where the comics get it wrong, and the fact that sometimes they can do a story that isn't just so heavily anchored down into Gotham and all that. Sometimes they can create a good story.
I agree. I mean, I'm loving the Batman animated series right now because it's focusing so much on Batman's relationship with his son Damian, which we had that pre-New 52, and I guess New 52 wise, we started losing that.
Yeah, we did.
So, all right, let's go. Let's finish off these comments so we can get in some titles. Happy for Superman Rebirth. I'll answer that, Nick, when we get to the titles. It was a short explanation. I didn't see an apology. X, you're not going to see an apology. They're never going to come right out and say we're sorry for the New 52 because if they do that, that basically means they were wrong. So they're not going to want to say they were wrong.
And I mean, they don't need to say they're sorry because honestly, it did its job. It brought in new readers. I mean, look at Mike. Mike didn't read DC until the New 52 started, and Mike, you really got into some characters.
Yes, I actually did because I never read pre-New 52. I mean, New 52. But I would like to see how the pre-New 52 days were. I mean, because I'm pretty sure they were.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that the one-shots will basically
That's
sum
what I'm
up
saying.
everything.
The one-shots that are coming out.
Yeah, and you'll finally understand why, me, Kat, and Jay just don't agree with you on Green Arrow because, the Green Arrow that you were introduced to is completely different from the Green Arrow we know, which is why we have a complete opposite opinion of it. But,
All right. All right.
All right, so let's see. I love this one because this goes back to what Jeremy was saying. DN says, if DC's my girlfriend, we need some couples counseling. So that's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully Connor will come back. Tim Drake, yes, I would like Tim Drake to be back as originally a Robin turned Red Robin. Never forget those bastards did to Tim. Yeah, I'll never forget it, DN. Don't worry, I'll never, ever forget it. Cyborg deserves an upgrade, but he shouldn't have been a founder. So basically, DN says that Cyborg works on the Justice League. He shouldn't have been the first one.
Oh, yeah. He can be a member. He shouldn't be in the Core 7, but he can be a member of the Justice League.
Oh, yeah, that's happened. And then we got Nerdivision says, I want Martian Manhunter origin movie. That would be cool.
That would be.
DN says, John
That would be
Stewart.
pretty awesome.
John Stewart's a no-go so long as Jeff's hard on Hal Jordan keep burying. Yeah, Jeff Johns is very heavy on Hal Jordan. Angel, what's up? Senior Nerd, what's up? We got 2 comments from them. Let's go.
Hey, what's up, Ed?
All right. Angel says, if DC was telling better stories, would the way characters as they are currently portrayed, like Superman, be an issue? Yes, because the personalities, Angel, are what the main problem was. So even if they were telling good stories, the characters aren't true to their original characterization, if I'm saying that correctly. So
Yeah, you got it right.
I think that, honestly, we need better stories, and we need our characters to be more like their iconic selves.
Mm-hmm.
Rumor is Cyborg movie will turn into a Teen Titan movie. If that's true, then that's a great thing. Did Marvel
I would be down for that.
Yeah. Did Marvel learn nothing from the 90s? Saturation is a bad thing. Yeah, I know. I agree. Saturation is a very bad thing. So meaning when DC doubles up, does that mean each issue will have rotating artists? They're going to have to. You can't have one artist.
That's the only way they can do it. Like, they're going to probably do artist arc to arc, kind of like how, actually, and this is a really good example of doing it well. Superior Spider-Man actually did a really good system of rotating artists. Like, they had Stegman, and they had, like, other, I forget, they had Stegman, they had Bagley, they had other people on there, and they did a really good job keeping that schedule up.
Yeah. And sorry, Senior Nerd, you said it 2 other times about Cyborg. I was mentioning I was going to get back to the comments after we talked about the before the titles. What are your guys' favorite Valiant? We're talking about Rebirth right now, Nick, but right now, Valiant-wise, I like Exo. Mike likes Ninjak.
Oh, I like Exo.
And Exo. Does anybody else? And Bloodshot.
I like Exo and Archer and Armstrong. Archer and Armstrong was really good. I enjoyed that.
Dan, do you read any Valiant books at the moment?
I'll buy the odd issue that Clayton Henry is drawing because, again, I have a lot of the old ones like Magnus, Robot Fighter, when Mike McCone was drawing it, the old Valiant. But the new
Magnus, Robot Fighter was awesome.
Yeah, the new Valiant universe hasn't captured me enough. But Clayton Henry, he's an artist whose work I've enjoyed. I got some pinups from him for Argo Comics. So yeah, I'm like a follower of his work.
Gotcha. All right, so continuing down to move into, do you think comic book movie bubble is doomed to burst? For DC, maybe. For Marvel, no. If that makes
I don't think the bubble. I don't think the bubble's doomed to burst. I think because comic book movies have so many they have so many subgenres that like there's literally a different one for everyone. Not all comic book movies are exactly the same. You got Ant-Man, that's a heist movie. You've got Captain America, that's like a political espionage movie. You've got what is it? Iron Man, that's like a sci-fi, futuristic, technical kind of thing. And you've got Thor, which is like a blend of fantasy and science. So I feel like there's like a whole bunch of different genres you can go with. If you want your space opera, you got your Guardians. You want your Dirty Dozen, you got Suicide Squad. There's like a whole bunch of different options. Like the reason the westerns did that, I feel at least, in terms of cinema, is because westerns didn't have variety. All westerns were essentially the same formula with different cowboys.
Gotcha. All right, and I have to agree, Tevya, this is the last time I'm going to say it, and then I'm going to have to give you a little bit of a timeout, and maybe it stopped lower down, so I'm going to stop. But we are talking about DC Rebirth, not Spider-Man, and not Marvel. So anything in that genre, please refrain from mentioning.
And also, Tevya, keep the fuck yous and that sucks down to a minimum, please. Like I
would appreciate that in the comments. People don't. I'm sure everybody in the comments will agree. They don't like seeing the same question over and statement over and over again, and B, we don't curse as often on this show. I try not to curse at all. Dan never cursed on this show, and Jeremy rarely curses. So we want to try to keep that at a minimum.
And I never did.
You never curse, period. In reality,
it's just cheese. It's just cheese and Cracker Jacks.
Exactly. So please comment down to about a fifth notch before I have to, and I don't want to, but I will, because I want to stick to what we're talking about, which is finally something good, not something that I don't want to talk about. If Rebirth fails, I'm buying exclusively Valiant titles, maybe indie books. If DC Rebirth fails, I think that's what's going to push me over the edge to drop Superman once and for all. Saving all my money for March's IDW Godzilla mini. Godzilla's cool. Dan, do you read the Godzilla books from IDW?
I do have some of them, but I don't buy all of them. I have I think most, if not all, of the movies. But he's someone that, for me, love on the big screen, so on the comics.
I'm betting that comment was from Alan, wasn't it? That comment was from Alan.
Yeah.
Yep. I've been reading In Hell, Alan. In Hell is really good. If they put out another Godzilla comic with that quality, I'll definitely pick that up.
All right. As soon as Batman Europa goes on trade, I'll buy it digitally. I was okay with Europa. I wasn't a fan of the artwork. Are you happy that
Europa was really weird?
Oh, Jeremy, Nick asked if you're happy Harley's keeping her own series.
Yeah, but honestly, like if you want to make a really good series for Harley, you make Gotham City Sirens, because that would you take all my money with Gotham City Sirens. Poison Ivy, Catwoman, and Harley, one book. Yep, that would take all my money. Like I'd buy doubles, I'd buy variant covers, especially if they were by like Bruce Timm. Oh hell yeah, I would. You have no idea. My Harley fandom runs very deep, as you can see. Well, probably can't see because my lighting sucks.
I can see. You can see a fair amount. All right, Dan, this is for you. Dan, the good thing with all of that mythos is that from now on you can always tap back on that in simple stories without convoluting new stories.
Well, not in the current DC regime we can't, but I mean, yeah, you can go. I can, go downstairs and pick up Superman Chronicles, which started from Action 1, and, I can, kind of escape back into that if I want. But hopefully they'll, as I said, with the new reboot, hopefully they'll get back towards that.
Exactly, I agree. I would like to say hello to Angry Andrew 15. What's up? Great to have you on here. And Jay, Billy Superman's in the comments. What's up, Jay? Jay says, hey, Dan, the mystery Man of Steel Cyborg should be a Titan level. So he agrees with Dan that Cyborg should be a Titan level, and Jeremy and
God
Mike.
King Doom has arrived. What's up, Jay? How's it going?
And then Jay's explaining something to Tevia. I'd say, oh, good. Now I can go to the very bottom, maybe? No, I cannot. There's still a few before it. Oh, wow, there's a lot. There's a whole lot. Oh, you guys are awesome. I'm sorry, but you guys are really awesome tonight. I'm loving all these comments. I'd say a second-generation leaguer. Oh, he's saying this to Jay. A couple of, yeah, so he's talking about Cyborg. That's DN. And Jay's talking to them about that, so I'll let that conversation slide. Hopefully I don't miss anything. Justice League Elite was the anti-hero league. Yeah, they're having a conversation amongst themselves. I'm sorry if I miss anything. You're more than welcome to say it again. Justin says, so with Rebirth, I know who Supergirl is, but who is Superwoman? We have some predictions, and I'll mention that when we get to it.
Yep.
And
There
it's
are two that I have in mind, and Jay brought it up last night, and I agree wholeheartedly with what he says. For
Yeah,
both.
we will definitely get to that, though. But no, I don't think it's Superwoman from the Crime Syndicate. I will put that out there in advance. I don't think they're going to put Crime Syndicate as an ongoing series, even just that one character right now. Next new miniseries for Godzilla Oblivion. Oh, Jay, are you going to be getting the new Godzilla Edge of Oblivion?
That the artwork looks really cool. Depending on what week it comes out, like I might just get it digitally from I might just read it from the Frontline Dropbox. But if it's a light week, I'll definitely get it printed.
And then Tevya asked Dan, did you like anything from the New 52?
Well, let me think here. I mean, again, being that I follow artists, I'm not an Aquaman fan, but I was buying Aquaman because of Paul Pelletier. I think Ivan Rice started it, and then Paul Pelletier took over. So there was a book I was buying. I enjoy Rob Liefeld's work, so I was buying some stuff when he was doing that. Tony Daniels, I'm not fully against Superman, Wonder Woman as much as Chris, although, Superman belonged to Lois Lane. But, so there was stuff that I was getting. Justice League International, Mike McCone started off on that when they were Justice League International in Canada. So that, Justice League itself, except for, again, Cyborg in there, and Darkseid being the big bad was good enough. So, yeah, I mean, there was stuff I was digging, but it had more so to do with artwork rather than the stories.
Gotcha. All right, and we've reached the bottom of the comments because everybody was talking to Jay. So let's go into the first month. Now we're going into June, if I can get CVR to work. All right, in June, we're getting the Rebirth #1s are basically one-shots to our knowledge, and it's basically to give you guys the past. Please don't breathe on me with that stinky breath of yours. Basically, it's the original. Yes, they smell like hot dogs. Basically, yes, and you stink. It's the one-shots and then the twice-a-month books. So for the month of June, we have Aquaman Rebirth, Batman Rebirth, Flash Rebirth, Green Arrow Rebirth, Green Lantern Rebirth, Superman, Titans, Wonder Woman Rebirth one-shots. Basically, these are going to be setups for the future and also giving us a fair background, obviously, on the characters, what stories stayed, what stories go, basically retelling the legacies for all of these characters in June. Personally, I'm going to state this up front because Mike and I are probably switching to DCBS. We might be getting the issue 1s, all of them, and all of the one-shots because 2-to-1 DCBS is going to be doing a deal where I'm sure it's only going to be like, what, $60 for the full set of #1s?
Probably.
So we're probably going to get everything physically for the #1s and then sort and #2s because it'll probably be 1 and 2s because they're both in the same month. But after the #2s, we'll sort out what we're keeping physically and what we're keeping digitally. So what about you guys? Anything from the first list of books that jumps out at you guys, and what are you hoping for in this issue? I'll start with Dan, and then I'll work my way to Jeremy. We'll keep the flow going from Dan to Jeremy like we've been doing.
Yeah, I not placed. I was getting an echo there.
That could be us. Let me just, I'll mute us and then I'm going to get our headset as soon as I can find my mouse. Okay. Go ahead, Dan. Say it. I'll mute for a second.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that I hadn't done my order yet, so I hadn't seen the solicitations to see who's working on what. As stated, I will most likely just hit up the trades on those. So, yeah, without, again, being big on the artist these days, I'll be interested to see who's doing the art. I have a connection to a lot of those
Any
characters.
story hopefuls? Like anything you're hoping to see happen, like in any of those books?
Well, yeah, as I said, they seem to really be plugging away at their own mythologies in each book. So it's hard for me to, imagine them moving away from that, even with starting a new storyline. But again, if they keep, let's say, Brett Booth on Flash, then I know I'm guaranteed Flash because his art's amazing. Everything else is just kind of like a wait and see. If I filled out my order for this month, I would have seen the solicitations and know what's coming up. But at this point, I really don't know.
Okay, gotcha. Jeremy?
I have one question about Rebirth, like the Flash Rebirth. Like, how are they going to market that as a trade since there is already a Flash Rebirth? Are they gonna
It's a one shot.
Rebirth
It's going to be a one shot. So I think if they do trades, they're going to kind of do what they did with Convergence and mix do a lot of characters in one trade. So
okay.
it'll be like, or it might just be an omnibus, a Rebirth omnibus, and they'll just
Okay, that makes sense. Well, in terms of titles, I'm cool with I'm cool with Tinian being on Batman because that seems like the logical way to go because they seem like they're grooming him to be the next Bat Rider, and put Yannick Paquette on art because man, Batman issue number 49 was beautiful. Keep that art style, and you have me sold on Batman. Just keep him grounded. I don't need cataclysmic Gotham events every month. Wonder Woman, you keep Meredith Finch writing that book because that book is so consistent, and I've been really enjoying it. As much as I love David's art, I would really like to see Renee DeLise, who does the artwork for Legends of Wonder Woman. I don't know. It's really dark. I don't know if you can see
It's
that.
dark. Yeah. Bring it a little closer to the screen, and you can see it pretty well.
Yeah. So this artwork, it's a lot brighter, but again, my lighting is bad. But I really love this artwork.
If they double up Wonder Woman, I'm almost 100% sure they're going to have to do more than just David Finch.
Yeah, so I would really like to see Renee DeLise on Wonder Woman as one of the rotating artists for sure. I think she could work really well. What were some of the other ones, really quick? Just rapid fire through them, and I'll give you quick thoughts.
Go ahead.
You said Flash, right? Yeah, we already talked about Flash.
Yeah, I believe it's Flash, Green Lantern, Green Arrow. Yeah, Flash, Green Lantern, Green Arrow, Superman, Wonder Woman. I went down the list already. Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman.
Okay, Superman, I would say get Max Landis on there and put Shane Davis on artwork. I like Shane Davis as Superman. I feel like he draws a really good Superman. If you've read the Earth 1 graphic novel, Shane Davis is the one who does the art for that, so that gives you a good example of what he does for Superman. I think he could do a good job. What is it? Green Arrow, get Judd Winnick back and put Daniel Sampier, who did the Green Arrow run with the Arrow Riders were on the team. His artwork was really good. Bring the goatee back, put him back together with Dinah, and I'll buy a Green Arrow book again.
Gotcha. And then the only books in June that are shipping, or that are double shipping, are Action Comics 957 and Detective Comics 934. Both of those being numbered back to their original numbers because they're so close to 1,000. Now, Dan, I know, again, you're not buying any of the single issues, so my question is more towards, are you happy as a Superman fan that they've renumbered Action back to 957 so it's actually going to make it to 1,000, or did you think they should have kept it at number 1 and move forward?
Yeah, they're very scared to ever really keep the numbering going. I think it's good to keep the numbering going. What I really would have liked to have seen on these, new 52 titles and everything as what they used to do with Superman when there was like 4 monthly Superman titles, and they would have a little box up top that told you, which was, so you can get them in order and read them in order, keep track of them. I don't read them as they come out because there's just so much to read, and gotta go to work. So if they could have done something like that, then we would have. I guess you could still. I mean, every one of us stores our comics in the long boxes, whatever. And it just makes it a little easier when you got that those little number shields that they used to have on them to organize.
Yeah, I agree definitely. And it's crazy when you get like a 1 through 10, and then Marvel ends their series, and then another 1 through 5, and then it ends it, and then it makes it harder to organize and harder to volume. In a way, I'm glad DC's going back with Action Comics. They needed to. I stated that from the beginning of the New 52 that they had to at some point go back. So I'm happy. It's just now from issue 904 through 957, there's issue 1 through 52, and you got to explain, well, each one of those counts as a 900 and whatever issue, and not its numbering during the New 52 era.
And didn't Marvel also had that 2.1 and 3.2 and all that? I mean, if you're, again, not reading them as they come out and you got them in your boxes, you probably read them and say, hey, wait, did I miss something? And then someone has to tell you, no, you just didn't read 2.4. I'm like, oh, I didn't know there was a 2.4. Yeah.
Yeah, those were wonderful. I don't understand why they didn't just call them miniseries and not even bother with the point system. That was dumb when Marvel pulled those point systems, in my opinion. I didn't like that at all. It could have been its own miniseries.
It was annoying.
Yes, very.
That is a real pain to organize, like especially the Spider-Man ones, because it gets so confusing. You're at like 17, then there's 17.4, 17.5, 17.6, then 18, and then 18.1. I'm like, oh gosh, where does this go?
I'm glad I'm not organizing my long boxes now. I literally just put my books away in a box, and I say one day I will, but not today. So I'll be getting Action. Detective Comics, like I said, I'll get the next issue because obviously I want to support the Rebirth. After that, though, is where I'll start deciding what books we keep and what books we drop. Jeremy, out of Action and Detective, which books are you going to be getting?
Well, you guys know, as much as I was raised by a hardcore Superman fan, I'm not like super hardcore into Superman. I love the extended family like Kara and Khan, but I'm gonna go with Detective. I'm gonna stick with Detective because I hear Snyder's gonna be on there, so right. I'm hoping that'll be well done. And I was having a conversation on Facebook earlier about this. I feel like numbering is a really cool thing for collectors because I feel like seeing those high numbers in your collection kind of reflects your journey because you can look back and be like, man, I started this from issue 1 and now we're on issue 934, or I think that's great. And it's a good story to tell when you're looking back on your whole time as a collector and as a fan. You're like, yeah, I was here when this happened. I was here when that happened. It's just cool.
I agree. All right, so let's move into now the month of. I believe this is July, right? We go into July after this. Yeah, July. So July, the Rebirth one-shots go to Batgirl and Birds of Prey, Hal Jordan and Green Lantern Corps, the Hellblazer, which is basically John Constantine, Justice League, Nightwing, Red Hood, and the Outlaws. These are all one-shots to basically set up the characters and give a background on them. Now, Dan, I know you're not getting the single issues. Are there any books in general that stand out to you, though, out of any of those?
I like the Constantine TV show, but I haven't really been big on him for the comics, although I did get Justice League Dark. I think he was in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They had the art group that went over to Grayson doing that. So, yeah, it's all, again, pretty much just a wait and see on those.
Gotcha. And Jeremy? What one-shots are you looking forward to?
Okay, so definitely Nightwing. Nightwing is my boy. He is my favorite member of the Bat family. Put him in the blue, please. I mean, I don't care what color his costume can be pink for all I care, but I'm just glad Nightwing is back. Put in Bloodhaven. He needs to be out of Gotham because I feel like Gotham's going to be too crowded. Batgirl and Birds of Prey. I'm not above begging, so I'm gonna do it right here. Please, DC, please give it to Gail Simone. give it to Gail Simone or Chuck Dixon and put Nicola Scott on art. Please. Please. I will give you all my money. Like, it will all please. Just please.
Jeremy.
Like, hear me out.
Jeez. Tell us how you
no,
feel, Jeremy. I mean, don't hold back at all.
I have so many feelings about Birds of Prey. Like there's so many big moments from that series that like have touched me personally. I could do a whole episode on that. Anyway, but going back, Constantine, the Hellblazer. I'm a huge Vertigo nut. When I started high school, I got really big into Vertigo, Sandman, Hellblazer, Lucifer, all that stuff. I think if they do the right creative team, this could be great. And this is gonna sound a little weird because he's a huge name, but I've always said that this guy does best in horror. As much as he's good with capes, horror is his bread and butter. Give Scott Snyder and Jacques, the team from Witches, put them on Constantine, that book will kill. I'm telling you right there, that book would print money. I would read the hell out of that. Let's see. Other than that, like those are the main ones that stick out to me. I for sure am gonna get those if they put the right team on it. And you guys can send this video out to DC of me begging for Birds of Prey. If that makes it happen, I will. You don't understand.
Well, Jay's in the comments, so you could have Jay timestamp when you begged, and he could send the video to DC and say, "Watch it at this time."
you got. I know you guys know Kat's reaction to Stephanie Brown. This is pretty much my equivalent of that for Birds of Prey. So yeah, let's make it happen, guys. Let's see Jay cry happy tears. Let's go ahead and see. Let's see me cry happy tears.
Now this month, Mr. J crying happy tears. This month only has 3 double up books: Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, Justice League, and Nightwing. Now I'm gonna obviously be getting all the number ones. I'm most anticipating Nightwing because I really am glad they're retconning Nightwing back to the way he was. Dan, again, are you fascinated by any of the newer stuff here with Nightwing or Justice
League? I really should have done my order for this month, so I would have seen the covers and know who the creative teams are. I had Nightwing from the Scott McDaniel run, so I was a fan of the character and everything like that. But yeah, not being familiar with where they're going with it and who's doing it. If Kenneth Rockefeller is going to draw Nightwing, then I'm there.
What about Chuck Dixon? Would you like to see him return to Nightwing?
He's a great writer. So, put him in there, Gail Simone, as Jeremy said. So, I'm good for all that. But again, with so many comics out there, I kind of need the writing and the art component. And usually I'm not that impressed, unfortunately, with the writing. So I rather just base it on art because then I know at least I'm getting that component for my money.
Gotcha. Jeremy, any of those 3 books that you're looking forward to, other than Nightwing, which I know you are definitely?
Yeah, so other than Nightwing, I mean, Justice League is going to be tentative because we don't know the roster, we don't know who's doing it. I'm going to try out the first issue, of course, but like if it's a lineup I don't like or a direction I don't like, that one is definitely going to be a quick drop.
Gotcha. All right, so then now this month also starts some monthly ones, meaning only once a month. And the monthly ones are Batgirl, Birds of Prey, the Hellblazer, which is yours,
mine.
Red Hood and the Outlaws,
Which is also mine.
The Superman, and Titans. Now, I know, again, Dan, what do you think the Superman is going to be?
Yeah, I didn't
The
even
Superman.
solicitations. They didn't have anything about that on the Jeff Johns video. I mean, they showed a Justice League picture, and they kind of obscured whether or not they had the red trunks on. I hate to fixate on that, but I mean, if it's the Superman, I know. I don't. Is that that's not the circus strongman thing? No, I think that's another thing.
I would think. I thought that if it was anything, it could be the pre-New 52 Superman. Because remember, there's 2 Superman in the universe now. The one from before Flashpoint and the one after. So I was thinking the Superman could be the original Superman.
Yeah, if they're going with that, that'll be great.
I agree. What about you, Jeremy?
Yeah, so I'm sticking with the theory of the Superman being pre-52 Superman. You just stick Dan Jurgens and the who does the art for Lois and Clark?
I didn't
Oh.
Dan Jurgens do the artwork for a bit?
Did he do the artwork
I think
also?
he did for a bit.
Well, yeah. Then like keep Dan Jurgens on that book then, because I feel like I said I would like Max Landis on the main Superman book, but for this, if the Superman is pre-52 Superman, keep Jurgens on there.
Gotcha. All right. By the way, guys, if you would like to share which books you're most excited for, what we're talking about, leave them in the comments, and I will get to them. I'm going to run down the rest of this list in whole right now because everything else is fall. So I'm going to run everything down for the fall, starting with the one-shots, going into the double-ups, and then going into the single once-a-month books. But let us know in the comments what books you're most anticipating, and I will get your comments right after we talk about this last list. So the one-shots: Batman Beyond, Blue Beetle, Cyborg, Deathstroke, Earth 2, Suicide Squad, Supergirl, Teen Titans, and Trinity. Out of those, the books that will be doubling up and starting with issue number 1 are Cyborg, Deathstroke, Harley Quinn, Justice League of America, and Suicide Squad. The once-a-month books will be Batman Beyond, Blue Beetle, Earth 2, Gotham Academy the next semester, so basically season 2, Supergirl, Superwoman, Super Sons, Teen Titans, and Trinity. Now, when they say fall, this is basically the months of October, November, and part of December, because by December 21st, it's winter. So these books, this long list is spread out between the next 3 months, and I'm sure they'll be adding to it. I'm looking forward to all the I'll start with me. I'm looking forward to all the Superman stuff, the Superwoman, the Supergirl, Super Sons. I hope to God that John Kent wears the leather jacket like the original Connor Kent. I hope they bring Connor Kent back, the original Superboy. As far as all the other Bat stuff, again, it depends on where they're going after their first issue. Earth 2, I might buy it for the first issue, but I probably know I'm not going to be getting that. Blue Beetle, Ted Kord has to be back. Batman Beyond, I pray that they do it the right way and they undo everything that happened during Future's End, and they just have Terry back in the book as Batman Beyond, and we forget all about Tim Drake Batman Beyond. But I have a feeling we're not. I think Tim Drake is going to be the Batman Beyond. And then again, Trinity I think is the best step because it's basically 2 books in one: Batman Superman and Superman Wonder Woman, just all combined. You have 3 rogues galleries, 3 different places in the DC universe where things could take place, and 3 different power. You got an alien, an Amazon, and a human. You can't go wrong. So I'm most excited for those. Anything you have to say on it, Dan, or I'll just go right to Jeremy with any of the super books or.
I think Jeff John's video did have a picture of Ted Kord along with the new Blue Beetle, so maybe they are intending to bring him back. When you mentioned Super Sons, I just remember those stories in World's Finest, I believe they were, where there's a Superman and Batman son, juniors or whatever. Yeah, they were always teaming up. They would usually always try to be mysterious as to who the mothers were, so there'd always be like a question mark in front of their face or something like that. But those were great stories, and I think maybe a couple of years ago they said, the untold tale of whatever happened to the Super Sons, and I didn't even read that one. I have to get to that. I'm sure they made them like some alternate dimension thing or something like that, but yeah, it was. Those were good, but I'm guessing that's not what we're talking about. If you're talking about Connell as being part of that,
I hope he is. I hope they bring him back to the way he used to be because I don't like the new 52 Superboy at all. Honestly, at this point, he's not even existent except in Teen Titans, and nobody reads that anymore.
Yeah,
I was buying
with Rockefeller art at one point, Teen Titans.
Yes, he did. I read those arcs. His artwork was very good on it, but the story didn't complement the great artwork, unfortunately.
Nope.
All right, so Jeremy, what are you looking forward to in the fall?
All right, so Super Sons, it could go one or two ways, and I hope my main hope is for Khan and John. Like I think that could work.
Khan and John.
Khan and John.
And like, or like Jay was saying last night, I would also take Damian and John as a team up. That would be pretty interesting. Um, like having of course, the darker Robin and the lighter John, would be kind of the same kind of dichotomy as like darker Batman, lighter Superman. I think that would be really cool. I'd take that. Blue Beetle, I think they could turn it into like a Batman and Robin thing with Ted and Jaime working together as like mentor and sidekick. I think that could be really interesting. And like other than that, I'm just really looking. I'm gonna try almost everything, but like those are the ones that I'm really excited for. Superwoman, I'm hoping it is Lucy Lane, but I would also take Linda Danvers if Peter David does it.
Gotcha. All right, so I'm going to go back to the comments, and I'm going to apologize in advance because I see some people complaining about repeat comments. I have moderators. I gave a lot of you moderator control for the reasons of, like, on shows like this where I can't look at the comments while we're discussing, you know, something that's going to take a bit. So if you guys feel that something is wrong, I give you guys the power and complete control, and DN, you're one of those people, to use your power of moderatorship in the comments to what you see fit, and I will defend you guys because I'm the reason why you got the moderator power. So please, guys, when I'm not in the comments, when I'm doing something big like this and I can't read comments until we get through like the subject, you guys are welcome to take, you know, matters into your own hands if you see fit. Now, obviously, I know you guys won't abuse that power. But if you guys see that there is an annoyance going on or a repeating or whatever, and it's going to hurt the comments, please use your executive powers. That's why I gave them to you. You guys have the power. You just have to implement it. All right, so let's go. I'm starting with Angel, who says, does anyone anticipate DC pulling any more writers or artists off more titles to start working on Rebirth? I don't think so. I think that either they're mostly done or they've basically got things set up. Now, Tevye asked Dan, what is your opinion of the Captain Marvel, a.k.a. Billy Batson, maybe returning for Rebirth?
Well, I was very happy to see Captain Marvel return at all without being called Shazam. And even though I really like Gary Frank's artwork, and, you know, I just didn't like the redesign, I'm very happy to see Captain Marvel back rather than just Shazam, and hopefully they call him Captain Marvel. I don't know what the plan is with the movie, you know, where they have The Rock playing Black Adam. If he calls Shazam or Captain Marvel, and that I'm sure is what's going to push us over the edge as to whether or not they do it in the comic book. But yeah, I was very happy with the redesign of bringing Captain Marvel back.
And then now Nick asks you, Dan, again, did you like Brett Booth when he was on the Teen Titans artwork?
Yeah, I mean, Brett Booth, I went back to Wildstorm with his work on Backlash. So when he was first published, that's when I started following him. So I've tried to buy anything that he's drawn since then. He's, to me, one of the phenomenal talents that DC has in its roster, along with Ivan Rice and Paul Pelletier. So, yeah, I mean, longtime fan of his, and whatever he's going to be doing, even if it's a character I don't like, unfortunately, but I'll be there for it.
Gotcha. All right, now, do you think the narrator, I think this is for all of us, do you think the narrator of Rebirth is an original character invented for the story or an existing mystery character? Rebirth is going to be a one-shot in May, which is going to set up for the one-shots and the combined DC, the old and the new DC universe. I think it might be Bart. I think Bart might be the one because I think he's the one that's kind of lost in time right now. Any opinions on that from anybody?
Yeah, I'm with you on Bart because Bart's always aware of changes when changes happen within the universe. So I feel like Bart would be aware of something missing.
Pre-New 52 Bart now, not the new one that's Bartor or whatever he's called in Teen Titan.
Oh yeah, of course. Like we don't need that Bart. We need the actual Bart.
Yeah.
Not knowing anything about what's going on currently, I will say it's either maybe Pariah or Wally West.
That would be cool if it was Wally West.
And this is coming from someone who wasn't reading Thor at all with the female Thor, but I just said, hey, it's got to be Jane Foster. So
That would be awesome. If you're right, if it's the original Wally West, I'm gonna die, or Pariah, I'll die. I like Outlaws. Jason Todd doesn't lose his book until he's guaranteed a solo. I think that Jason Todd will get a solo at some point. Convergence wasn't that bad. I agree. Jeff Johns knows history and loves playing on it. That is why I thought Linda could be Superwoman. I think it could be Lucy Lane or Linda Danvers, who's basically a composite of all the Supergirls that we've seen. So fingers crossed there. Jason needs someone to counter his dark nature. I wouldn't mind seeing a Jason Todd, Tim Drake thing. And then Senior Nerd says, "Oh, so."
I'd like.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'd like to see, if we're gonna bring back stuff, I'd like to see Red Hood and Scarlet. I mentioned that last night. Red Hood and Scarlet would be interesting to see back again.
That would be interesting. Then Senior Nerd said, "Oh, so those Rebirth issues are one and done? Interesting." Yeah, they're basically one-shots to basically set up a background for new readers and to also show what stays, what goes, and what comes back. There are Rebirth issues than the new series. Yeah, I think the Rebirth ones were supposed to be number zeros, but I guess they're one-shots. That's why there's a number one and then another number one. So, let's see. I'm trying to go through because people are talking amongst themselves. I don't want to speak, conversations within the chat. He has potential to be the DC Punisher, but the editor treats him like Nightwing with Red Hood we're talking about there. Punisher level. Mr. J and Dan, what are your guys' views on Peter J. Tomasi on Superman and Scott Snyder on Detective? Well, Jay answered Scott Snyder on Batman. So, Dan, what's your view on Scott Snyder on Detective Comics? And then I'll ask both of you about Peter J. Tomasi on Superman.
Yeah, I have enjoyed his work. The whole Court of Owls and everything was good. He's been doing a good job. Of course, Greg Capullo on art. It doesn't hurt as well. I mean, he's a great artist. So, that's a combination that for a while they bumped up to $4.99 a month. As I said, they had us all hostage. They know we weren't going to buy it no matter what. But, yeah, I'm in favor of that team up.
And what about Peter J. Tomasi on Action?
Again, I feel like they centralized a little too much on the whole Krypton storyline and, Krypton, and even the movie I went in that direction where we don't even have Lex Luthor. We're starting off with Zod. And to me, it's like a Krypton overkill where, for decades, Superman stories weren't just all so inward towards that facet of his existence. We had Krypton stories, but they weren't like the be-all of his existence, which, unfortunately, I think it's gone a little too far in that direction.
Right, so you're hoping Peter J. Tomasi takes it back to a more human route.
Yeah, human. Try to create some good stories.
Exactly. All right, so Jeremy, Peter J. Tomasi, because you already gave about Scott Snyder.
Yeah. Okay, so Peter J. Tomasi, I loved his initial work on Batman and Robin. Some of the best stuff I read from the New 52. And what he does best is family dynamics. If he can bring that to action and make it a super family book with, having Clark interact with Kara, with John, Khan, and even Lucy or even Linda, whoever is involved as Superwoman, that would be great. Even putting Mon-El in there. Like, I would like to see a whole super family interaction thing and just to see how that dynamic develops. I feel like DC's strongest elements are their families. And if Tomasi can capitalize on that, you can sell me on Action, which is something that hasn't happened with DC for me in a long time.
Nerdivision actually makes a joke and says, Action Comics 1000 will have 1000 variants. That was hilarious. That's actually hilarious. I saw that. I was like, Don't put it past, but I think Jay's more on. Well, Jay went more serious. He's like, I think Action 1000 will be a 100-pager, and there'll be like 10 variants. That makes sense. But I just found that funny. I wanted to make a mention of that one. And now they're still talking. Wow, I mean, Tevye, you really like talking that Red Hood stuff. Chris, did you know that Dan Didio and Jim Lee want Action Comics to reach issue 1000? I don't care who wants it to reach issue 1000. It needs to reach issue 1000, regardless of whether good or bad people want it to. And there's a good and a bad person there. And then that's where DN starts saying, please stop repeating yourself. Again, DN, you have the power to fix that. Remember, any moment you feel you need to assert your authority, you are more than welcome to. DC's Magic users have so much room for potential. I 100% agree. They showed that in Justice League Dark. Stephanie Brown, a.k.a. Batgirl, needs to come back. No, I think Barbara Gordon has that on lock right now. But Stephanie Brown could be spoiler. Internal conversation. What happens if DC doesn't do what we want them to do? Will there be backlash? Yeah, people will stop buying the books, and in about another 5 years, we'll get another rebirth. We'll just call it something else because we can't use the word crisis, and we won't be able to use the word rebirth anymore then. Okay, again, focus always comes off when she's active. I think one Batgirl is enough. I agree. Jay, 100%. One Batgirl is more than enough. Yeah, I'm getting towards the end. Cassandra, Stephanie deserves another chance. No, she doesn't. It's too late. If there's an era when women weren't really character... Oh, this was a question to Jay in the comments. Alan Rebirth. Maybe. Whoa, and now a whole new slew of comments popped up. A lot of lols. You hurt me. I didn't. Jay, did I hurt you or did somebody in the comments hurt you? Oh, can I submit a Media Madness? We watched Shaq in Steel, and that's where Jay said you hurt me. Okay.
Oh Lord, no.
And we can follow it up with Kazam.
The best.
Okay, Kazam was so bad it was good. Kazam was so bad it was good. I will watch Kazam.
I mean, always being aware of reboots. Good point. Deadpool did. Why can't we have Martian? I don't know. Okay, so we basically got that. So is anybody in the comments, because we're going to start winding the show down. It's already almost 11:30. Are there any books, without conversation about who should be what character, Tevye, are there any books you guys are specifically, and Jay, I know you are looking forward to every single Superman book there is, plus every single book in general. So, but you are most looking forward to Superman. Are there any books all of you guys are looking forward to coming out of Rebirth? Let us know in the comments below. And while you guys are putting down your books that you're most looking forward to in June, July, and fall, I'm going to go back in here real quick, and I'm going to talk about, because last week I did, but everybody disappeared, Dark Avenger Nation. If you guys are interested, if you are new to the comments, myself, Dan, Jeremy, almost every single moderator in the comments, as well as several other people in the comments, and Jay, and yes, you too. I know. I count me. I think you automatically.
I know.
We're all part of Dark Avenger Nation. It's a place where you guys in the comments, the voice behind Dark Avenger Live, and the comments, all in all my other videos, can get together on a day-to-day basis, share news. Jeremy's done a lot of sharing of news, share stuff that goes on the internet, merchandise, which thanks to Jeremy I found some One Punch Man shirts that I apparently can't afford because they're too much shipping if I want all 4 of them. But it's a really great group. It is an approved group though, so we need to know you. So you got to comment in the live shows. We got to get to know you. We got to we got to align ourselves to the way you guys are. The nation is growing though. The Dark Avenger Nation is now 26 strong. When it started, it was only 11.
Wow.
In a mere 2 weeks, we've jumped to 26 members. So we are growing at a pretty fast rate, and hopefully we'll hit that 20 million or 20,000. Let's shoot for 1,000, then we'll go for million. Let's hit that 20,000 spot at some point. share the nation. But first, make sure your friends pop on here, talk with all of us. We all mesh very well. There's no conflictions, there's no problems, and then we will definitely have them as part of the Dark Avenger Nation. And slowly we will take over the world. In a positive way, though. Not a negative way.
Also, quick shout out to Jay, man. Jay, you got me hooked on Gotham Academy, dude. I blame you 100% for this. Like, my love for maps and all this craziness, and man, this is your fault. This is all your fault.
He's mad at you now, Jay. Look at that anger.
Give a shout out to Jay as well, being that I haven't talked to him in a little while. So shout outs to Jay. But I wanted to mention also, when we talk about DC stuff we're looking forward to, they're bringing back the Hanna-Barbera World of Super Adventure characters. Like,
oh, yeah, that's right, Hasbro. Yes.
Space Ghost and Herculoids, Birdman, Mitor, the Galaxy Trio, which was underutilized, which I really enjoyed. So that's something that I'm really looking forward to. Most of them seem to be their traditional designs. Most of the reboots, because some of them were a little clunky, look pretty good, except for perhaps Mitor, which I know was kind of a far-out design, but I think it would have added some diversity where now they're kind of making Mitor and Birdman look a little too close. But yeah, that's really some. I don't know about the Scooby-Doo and Fred Flintstone reboots because they seem a little wonky, but those Hanna-Barbera superheroes, it's been a long time coming. Finally, they're doing something with them, and I greatly look forward to that.
Yeah, I remember we used to talk. We were talking Wacky Races a bit, Dan. I don't remember what we did.
I used to watch that. Actually, in school, we would bet on that, like who was going to win the race, and then we would, because it was on the morning before school, so we would bet on that, and then the following day we would watch. Everyone would be watching it, and then we would know, who took the race, whether it was Peter Perfect or Penelope Pitstop or the Anthill Mob. Those are all great stuff. But that's another comic to look forward to, and that's the bottom line, because Mike's T-shirt says so.
Yep, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh hell yeah.
So, I'm actually going to be looking forward to a lot of the stuff that comes out. I'm not getting Scooby, but I'm going to try everything else out, and I'm really hoping that Wacky Racers is a really good comic this time around.
I'm hoping for Wacky Racers and Future Quest. Future Quest looks great.
Yes, the one with Johnny Quest meeting Space Ghost. That's going to
be epic.
That looks really good. I can't get into the Apocalypse Scooby. I'm sorry. That's something I've got to wave my hand on and say, there are some things I could bend for. I understand that there's still the original Scooby coming out. It's not retconning Scooby. It's just its own universe, but I can't do it.
No.
I remember last week somebody in the comments mentioned about donating money, by the way. I didn't forget that. I thought about that all week, and I'm still to this day saying I am not a big enough YouTuber, nor am I popular or cool enough to accept any type of money donations. I feel like I didn't address that enough, so I'm just going to address that again here. We do mail time, though. If anybody would like to send us anything, and we'll give you guys a special shout-out in the mail time video, you guys are welcome to contact me on my email, which is on my YouTube channel page. If you go to the About, you click email, you can find it there.
And also the message Rain was supposed to reply to me, still he has not.
Oh, Rain, and you have to reply to Mike still. But we are not I could never, I am nowhere near as popular as a lot of people on YouTube are. I don't deserve it, and I wouldn't, and I'm not one to take money anyway, but if you guys want us to review something or have something you want us to review or want to get something for us to review, that's fine. Mail time is always open for that. That's why I invented mail time, along with also us getting a lot of things.
Yeah.
So, hey, Dan, by the way, you like our not 3-inch tall statue of Ryu?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that looks pretty badass.
And it's not 3 inches, unless you take the waist off like this, then he's 3 inches.
And he's a little shorter.
You lost
Not to kick like that also, but...
Yeah, it came packed his own pieces.
Looks like Ryu was defeated.
It's like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter.
Little pun.
Chris wins fatality.
Rip the torso.
That Van Damme? Is that character? The Van Damme character?
Yep, that was John Van Damme's character. He was reading.
Ming-Na
Yeah.
Wen as Chun-Li.
Oh man, that movie was so bad. It was.
No,
That's
was he
another one like what
Guile?
Jeremy said. It was so bad. It was good.
No,
No,
he was
John-
Guile.
Yeah, no, he was Guile.
Yeah, he was Guile.
John
Yeah,
Claude
Van Damme. Yeah, Van Damme was Guile. That was the first Street Fighter movie was actually not that bad. I can still watch the first one. The second one though.
There was a second one.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
one
that
that had Lana from Smallville.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, that's the
The
Chun-Li
Chun-Li.
one.
No, not Legend of Chun-Li. There was a second Street Fighter movie though, and that's just a no-no. Don't even try. Don't even.
I'm
don't
glad
even
I didn't even know it existed. I'm very
really
happy
didn't know
with just the
either.
one.
Yeah, I know I saw the Lana from Street Fighter as Chun-Li thing. I mean, from Smallville as Chun-Li. I'm not sure if I saw a second one. Did that have Van Damme also?
I don't think they had Van Damme returned. I don't think Guile was in it. I know the Ryu guy was there and Ken was there and I know Chun-Li was back. I don't think Guile was in it.
Ming-Na Wen was back as Chun-Li?
Oh yeah, I think she did do the second Street Fighter. I could be wrong, but because it's been a long time and that's the second one I don't rewatch. The only Street Fighter one I rewatch is the first one.
I like the first one because it was campy and it was funny. It's kind of like the Mario Brothers, except the Mario Brothers one, especially if you're a fan of the series, that was
Oh, man.
horrible.
The
That was
first
fun.
Mortal Kombat movie is also a very fun, campy like video game fighter movie. That one was good. I liked the first one.
Yeah, the second one I had to watch though, just because the first one ended leading into the second one, so it's like you got to finish it.
Yeah, and the second one had Baraka, and that's
The second one needed to never happen. So let's go into what you guys are looking forward to now. I believe that was ample amount of time. Nope, none from DC. So Alan's not getting anything from DC. DN says Titans, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Green Arrow. I'm pretty much buying Batman and Red Hood and the Outlaws, regardless of how it turns out. Do you guys want Cassandra Cain to become Black Bat again? Yes. I would like Cassandra Cain as Black Bat again.
I'd be cool with Black Bat and Spoiler instead of there being so many Batgirls running around. Like that would be cool.
I can live with that. A Nerdivision says I'd want to read Batman Rebirth book with White Rabbit in it. White Rabbit, that was a long time ago. We still need sexiness in a book. I remember that White Rabbit.
One thing that I would like to pitch though, like I would honestly like to see Damian move up to his own kind of second generation title. Like you know how you got Dick and Nightwing, Tim Red Robin, Jason Red Hood. I think Damian it would be cool for Damian to have his own second title, second evolution. And I know I'm going into Pokemon.
I think he's too young right now. I think we would need another Robin setup then, and that would what?
No, I would like Harper. I honestly really think Harper deserves a shot at Robin because we never got like a full-fledged female Robin in main continuity, except for Stephanie for like 6 months.
Yeah,
It's
Son of the
something-
Bat. Wasn't that Damian?
Huh?
Was Son of the Bat Damian, or?
Yeah, Son of the Batman, Damian. Yeah.
Well, they had a book, right? Son of the Bat. That was Damian, right?
I think.
That was Morrison. That was when Morrison first introduced him, and he almost killed Tim.
yeah.
Yep, I remember that. Good times.
I didn't see that.
I thought that was a recent title. Like last year, they had where Damian was a little more grown up. Maybe
You're talking about the new title, Son of Batman. That is still going on.
That is
I don't know if
Damian,
they're
that's Damian, right? So,
Yeah, but they're canceling it. That book's not coming after Rebirth. Like, it's going up to Rebirth, and then they're stopping it. That was basically their attempt at giving Damian his own Robin book, and it didn't do so well. It didn't do well. It was okay at the beginning, but it really went down the rabbit hole, no pun intended. Mike looks like he needs a good nap, Alan said.
Okay, good night.
That's just his face, Dian said. Just kidding. Street Fighter is still nowhere near as bad as live-action Dragon Ball. Oh, we are not talking about Dragon Ball Evolution. No. We don't speak of that. I agree.
That is a no-no for this show. I'm sorry.
Well, say Goku goes to school. That is all. Does not make sense.
We don't need
Continue.
because you
Yeah,
think
'cause
seeing
Deanne actually
No.
said, Mr. J, would you rather watch Dragon Ball Evolution or Shyamalan's The Last Air?
Oh.
so you're basically asking me, would I rather shoot myself in the head or stab myself in the heart?
Oh, dude. Don't get
Um,
physical now.
I would watch
Uh,
Airbender just because I haven't seen that at all
I
yet.
have
Same here.
equal amount of attachment to both, so I couldn't do either.
So you're gonna have
haven't-
to watch both.
I
Yeah, I
haven't.
saw Airbender but I never seen the anime, so I didn't have anything to base it on.
I would like to see the Airbender, just see how it is.
I would see it.
Should you
Or-
throw
The effects
Man with Dolph
are
Lundgren in it?
really nice. The effects are really nice, but the story is just, oh man, it's bastardization level on the Dragon Ball Z scale. Like I'm telling you, it's so wrong.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I feel
Yeah.
I feel He-Man
I-
Dolph Lundgren should be in this conversation somehow with the Street Fighter and all these.
Oh
Yeah.
man, He-Man, He-Man was so funny. That's the one where they went to Detroit, right? Was that the
Yep.
one? That was the one.
It had the girl from Friends in it, the girl from Friends in it that ended up marrying
Yeah.
David Arquette. Yep.
Yeah, that was something. That was a thing, I guess.
I liked that thing, excuse you. I liked that movie when I was a kid. Before I understood the true meaning of what He-Man
You
was.
know, I was expecting when you had that whole "you guys have the power" speech that Mike was gonna make a "I have the power" joke, but you missed your opportunity, Mike.
What I have a power joke.
Oh, what? Really? You don't get the reference?
He-Man, I have.
I know I have the power, yeah, but what joke was
What
I
speech?
doing?
He wants to know what speech.
No. Oh, when Chris
When I
was
told
talking
the
about
commenters, they have the power to edit and work stuff in the comments.
Oh, then they said I have the power.
Too late. DN says
Yeah,
checkmate,
you-
Jay. Checkmate.
Oh man. You almost had me there, Gian.
And Alan said Jay actually did that, which, by the way, going back up a second, where is it? There's Jay. Hi, Jay. Don't mind me for doing this. There we go. Much better. Mm-hmm. There we go.
Oh.
I set him as a moderator because it's like, duh, I didn't have him set as a moderator. Now I did. So now he's a moderator, which he should have been from the beginning. Slap.
Did he respond to my "this is all your fault" for getting me addicted to Gotham Academy thing? Because yeah, I'm still blaming you, Jay. You're like a dealer, man. The first one was free. First one was through Dropbox, and then now I just got them all physically, and they're just in there, and I'm just maps.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah. And yes, Jay, if you reload the page now, you're gonna have all your moderator powers. You have the power now without the sword. You have the little wrench. You can hold the wrench up in the air and say, I have the
power.
No, he's gonna go. No, he's gonna say, "I'm gonna wreck it."
Okay, I'll give you points for that one, Mike. That was a
Yeah.
good one.
And
That
this
was a
one
good
over
one.
here doesn't like that as a joke. He never likes anything I come up with because they're too genius for his little Pokeball hat of his.
Careful, Jay is Skynet. He makes your electronics turn on you. It's okay. If Jay turned my electronics on me, I'm on the same page as he is right now. So he won't kill us. I hope.
Mm.
All right, guys. So that was Dark Avenger Live. We are going to end the stream now because it's pretty late. We had a great conversation about DC Rebirth. First and foremost, Dan, it's great to have you back. I hope you come back on soon. Unfortunately, the good news is Dan watches wrestling. So at least when we talk wrestling, Dan is involved. My one downside is Dan does not do video games. So when Dan's on a show, I'm going to try to keep the gaming down to a minimum. Hi, Jay. How are you, Jay? As he said, hi, Chris. But Dan said he's already looked up what an amiibo is also. So Dan is trying. So we will definitely look forward to having Dan back on a show that's less big topic, more random conversation with comments.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
I'm just happy you're back, Dan. You've been busy for so long. It's great to have you back on your schedule where you can pop on the shows again.
Always enjoy it.
Always enjoy having you. And Jeremy, every week we sit through the Anime Weekly thing, and then at the end of the month we have 2 shows. So every week It's always a pleasure
Yeah,
having you
and,
on.
and you know what? For once, I mean, this is the end of the show, so I feel okay to say it. This is the first time we've had a Google Plus show without anyone getting kicked out.
Or
Yay.
Frozen. Or Frozen.
Let it
Alright.
go.
That deserves a slow clap, guys. We defeated the monster that is Google Plus.
And now,
all right.
and now for the rest of the stream, we're going to suck. So while we're sucking for the rest of the stream, it was an honor to have both of you guys on. Links for Dan. Yes, I will. Dan, if you can go into the comments, DNGM wants links. Dan, you can find him on argo5comics.com, which is argocomics.com. When I say 5, I'm thinking about my people. argocomics.com. I'm thinking about my title. I'm sorry, the title I love, but it's argocomics.com. Dan has
a YouTube channel. That's Argo Comics.
Huh?
Argo Comics YouTube channel.
There's the Argo Comics YouTube channel. There's Dan's Twitter. You can look up Dan Sin, S-H-E-N. You'll find
S-E-H-N.
Wait.
You said S-H-E-N. It's S-E-H-N.
Okay. I can't spell good night.
Yeah, S-E-H-N, but Argo Comics, A-R-G-O Comics.
Do I have the all of them have the backing, so I'd have to take one out. I don't want to take one out. They're in such perfect condition. But you guys see them on my wall every week. Argo 5. Argo 5. Over here you got Havoc Patrol, which is something Michael read, and I read it in pieces in the Argo anthology. Whoop, I'm pulling it out a minute. There was more. I have several Argo 5. 1, 2, I think I have one.
Oh, look.
There you go. ArgoComics.com.
That's ArgoComics.com.
So if you guys would like to check out any of Dan's comics, they're there. You can check them out. If you want Dan personally, like I said, Twitter. There's a YouTube channel for Argo Comics as well, so you can catch him on there. There's the Facebook, which
I'm not that active on Twitter. I'm bigger on Facebook usually.
Okay, so there you go. So Facebook then. Forget Twitter. Twitter is for...
There is a Twitter, but, it's just not updated as regularly as Facebook.
Right. So you can find Dan on Facebook, argocomics.com. DN says followed and subbed. And on Facebook, I think it's facebook.com/ArgoComics.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And Nerdivision also said subbed as well. Awesome.
Oh, thank you.
That is awesome. Thank you guys so much. Dan, I'm sure, is very happy for the support. Dan deserves the support. His comics were, I believe, Dan, I think you were one of the first people. Yeah, I met you at Comic-Con. You were one of the first people that actually gave me one of your books, and I came back, and that was the book of the whole convention that I enjoyed the most out of all the indie people that I've got books from. So if you guys want, and I've said this before, but there are a lot of you guys that are new, and the Nation just started as well. If you guys want a Justice League book without it being Justice League, a book that is not something that's ever going to be rebooted, you want just a team book, Argo 5 is the book for you. You got 5 members of the team that you can invest in, and we are now at Dan is at issue 20 starting this week. It's coming out this week. In those 20 issues, you will get backgrounds on most of the characters. You will see character development with all those characters, and you will definitely be invested in all those characters. Blue Dynamo was one of my favorites for a while, as well as Shazrath. There are so many great things, and there was, I think, only once or twice, Dan, that you did a two-parter. I think you did 2 two-parter stories so far in the career of Argo 5, if I'm not mistaken.
I did probably like one 3-part, which was the Law and Order, Gladiator, Shazrath love triangle. And then a couple 2-parters. But for the most part, like I said, I don't want to just go on and on with it.
Here, let me...
Search for Gladiator's father might be on you. The Search for Gladiator's father, that was like a 3-parter as well. So, a few of them that were multi-part.
For those of you that want to know, Gladiatra, Blue Dynamo, Kassira, she's like a genie mixed with human. You've got this guy right here, Chain Reaction from Brooklyn right here from New York, and then you've got Shazrath. These two are dating. Law and Order is the girl over here. She has her own one-shot for Halloween. You can check that out as well. And I believe this is issue 11. This was issue 11. There was another issue where it was paying homage to, I think I have that on the other wall, where it paid homage to...
behind you, near the Wolverine and Punisher comic up there.
There we go. That pays homage to a comic right here. So,
Ouch.
huge supporter, and we will definitely be advocating and supporting the trade paperbacks until we can trade paperback all of these books.
Yeah, they're
From
also
Marvel.
available digitally, both at indieplanet.com. Indie being INDY, indieplanet.com.
And then main website. Nerdivision said where to buy it. DN said the main website. Nerdivision said thank you. I'm going to check it out. And top link on Google works.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll put links for those of you that are watching this off live. I'll have links, of course, to Jeremy's channel. I'll have links, all the stuff we just talked about with Dan. I'll have argocomics.com. I'll have the Facebook, and I will also put the YouTube. So, yeah. And with that, that's it for tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming out with us. We had a blast. Links also in the description to stuff also connected right here on Dark Avenger C86, Comic Frontline, Frontline Gaming Zone, Zone 4 Podcast, and Last Ember Press, which is where my book will be coming out. It's coming so far, tentatively in May. The written stage is done. Now we've just got to go through the editing and everything else. I will be trying to do a book update. I'm just waiting for certain things to get confirmed, and it's so... but eventually it'll get there. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Dark Avenger Nation, 26 members and growing fast. If you'd like to be a member, remember, let yourself be known in the comments. Make sure people know who you are, because if nobody knows who you are when you ask to join the group, we can't accept until we know you and we know that you're not going to spam out a bunch of crazy stuff on the front and on the fan page. So. And we also want to be able to talk with you, so we want to be friends. This is what it is. That's what Dark Avenger Nation is. Friends, community, love, and support. There you go. Those are the words I'll leave you guys off with. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Dan, Jeremy again, really great having you guys on. I hope I have you guys on again soon.
It was a lot of fun.
Yep, great stuff.
So until then, guys, take care. Have a great weekend, and we will see you guys really soon in the next video.
Hey, everybody.